Yeah. Yo. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Let's get it, man. Let's get straight to it. Talk about this boxing. See what's up with y'all. Boxing Ego, the movement, man. Get it right. Just waiting for some of y'all to join. What up, Kyra, Shownuff, Babna, we in here. Ego Army, we in here. Bomb Squad. Yeah, only in America. Yeah. My streams are part of your work schedule. Let's get it then. Shout out to North Korea. Yeah, man, we global. I'm gonna need y'all to hit that like button. Smash the like button as you come in, man. We working. Dude. We're gonna talk about these fake ass boxing fans, among other things. Yeah. Don't get in trouble at work and blame it on me. Yeah. Listen. We're gonna talk about it. Man, Ego Army in the building, Ego Mafia. I told you, we are the mob. Money on top of boxing. Shout out to Sam Ottoman.
From a moment to a moment.
Yeah, gang.
And now,
he said it's over. Okay. I promise you. See, Stavern look confident though. Hey, hold on. Yo. Look at in the back, look at Don King's face. Hold on. Look at Don King's face. What the fuck? He's like, oh shit, only in America. Hell nah. Look. They talking crazy. Look at Wilder. He's like, I promise you, that Alabama. I'm gonna hit you with that Alabama hammer. That Thor hammer. Yeah, man. We the mob. Ego Army, man. Let's get it to poppin'. Yo. Check it out. 1, 2. Listen. See, we already got a super chat. Appreciate you, Cedric Greer. $10 super chat. He kicked everything off. I told y'all them yellow and the orange super chats. Y'all gonna make me work harder and harder. Appreciate you, man. Super chat gang. Ego Army gang. We talking boxing gang. I told you, this is the new Death Row. Believe in it. Death Row East. Ego Army. I told you it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. They mad. Oh, they mad. But we work for this. But listen, let's do a roll call. More people I'm sure will show up. Let me see where y'all at, where y'all from. City, state, zip. Bang, where you from? Rep, where you from? I like to see where the boxing fans are located. So, city, state, zip. Let's go. Boxing Ego, roll call. Omaha, Nebraska. Hampton, Virginia, Bay Area, San Jose, my backyard. Good ass food in San Jose if y'all ever come out here. New York City, Cincinnati, Ohio, Frisco, South London in the building. We got the UK in the building. Israel, wow. Bridgeport, Connecticut, London, we in here. Jackson, Mississippi, NYC, Los Angeles, Harlem. I'm about to do the Harlem Shake. Montreal, Canada, San Jose. Fort Wayne, Indiana, Dallas, Texas. Let's go. Let's get it. That's it. Harrisburg, PA, Queens, KC, New York. That's what I like to see, man. All walks of life, different backgrounds, different inputs. Let's get it. Hampton, Ontario. Dykeman, NYC. Milwaukee, Northside, Milwaukee. Yeah. So, I want to talk about this Wilder Joshua shit, man. But I was kind of waiting for more people to join. But we got some people. Are y'all here in the stream? Because the chat just like seems frozen. If y'all are here, just put here or yes. Because my chat's not moving anymore. Hamilton, not Hampton, my bad. It's glitching. Okay. Anybody having problems? Just type problems or something so I know. Alright, everybody's good. Yeah. Oh boy, let's get it. Now, Wilder versus Joshua. Joshua Wilder is a good fucking fight. I don't care where you, him or her say it's a good fight. It's a fight that can happen in 2018. The logistics make sense. Let's go. What are we talking about? What is there to talk about? Fuck the splits, fuck A side and this and that, and where it's gonna figure all that shit out and let's see it. Point blank period. There's nothing else to discuss. The winner will receive a lot of credit. Period. And you know this what I'm talking about. You guys see in the title. Shout out to Jers, man. I'm sick of the fake boxing fans. If you're not a real boxing fan, get the fuck about the sport. If you a fan of a man, you a man fan. You a goddamn stan and a man fan. Get out of this sport, man. We eradicating you dudes. It's cool to have a fighter you like and a style you like and all that shit. But if you're not gonna be realistic to the other combatants in this sport, get the fuck out of this sport, man. Or we're gonna push you out. Or you could stay in it, but you're just gonna get eradicated to the point where it's gonna look like you don't know shit. Nobody believes you. You need more people. If you are a man fan of a man, goddamn stan, then get out of the sport, man. Like, I don't care if you like Joshua. I don't care if you're from the UK. I don't care if you're from Alabama. I don't care if you like Wilder. Good fights are good fights, right? And meaningful fight. And see, this is what new media is fucking these boys up royally, because they always try to catch me up in some kind of plot twist and, oh yeah, but why don't you want to see Tank versus Lomachenko? Listen, if you want to compare something, compare the same shit. I don't have a problem personally with Lomachenko versus Gervonta Tank Davis. I think it's a good stylistic fight. However, if Lomachenko is calling out a man and that man and his team are not obliging and saying that they want smoke with him, or at least right now, and he has no belt, then that can't be compared to Joshua versus Wilder. A guy with 2 belts, knockout artist, and a guy with 1 belt, knockout artist. We know Wilder is calling for the fight. AJ has said this 2018, 19, 2020 shit, but then later he said he'll knock out Wilder, and Eddie Hearn and Joshua have both said, yo, the fight must happen next year. So what is the issue? Now, if Tank Davis was being called out by Lomachenko and Tank Davis was like, I want to smoke, it must happen in 2018, then it would be this similar situation. But it's not. He's not. I haven't seen an interview with Tank where he said, I want to smoke, or we must fight in 2018. And he's not a champion. So as much as you try to contort it, bend it and twist it to make my words seem biased and all this extra shit, you can't do it. That's why new media is fucking these boys up. Because they want to be new media so bad. They want to think of these clever points. Now back to Wilder, Joshua Wilder. It's a good fight. It's the end of the story. Like, that's what it is. Just like Errol Spence and Keith Thurman is a good fight. And guess what? Those scenarios are all championship level fights. On the flyer, on the Showtime Sky Sports telecast, on the promo, you could say World Championship Boxing or a championship title fight, a unification. If Gervonta and Lomachenko fight next, you cannot say that. You cannot say Lomo has one belt and Tank has no belts. So you can't use that in the flyer and say, hey, this is a unification, because it's not a unification. New media killing the hope. Man, we destroying. And you guys see it. I know y'all see it. I know people get mad and I'm a thumb down. That thumb down shit don't help. That don't actually, to be honest, I'm gonna give y'all game. If y'all want to hate on me, that's not the way. Because thumbing down just creates engagement. You know what I mean? Because Ego Army's repping, hitting the thumb up. People are leaving comments. So if you notice, videos, even if they have bad thumb ups and thumbs down, they got views on it. You know, I did a video about Lomachenko, and it had like 135 likes and 151 dislikes, something like that. But it got like 8,000 views, like in a day or so. So, I mean, that shit don't matter. And Ego Army is up in this. We the mob. There's nothing you could do. You know what I'm saying? Get down and lay down. Those are your only options. So none of that extra shit matters. And like I said, look at this video, look at other videos. I'm biased and all this shit. But if you see, listen, this is my challenge to everybody. If you really see, half of the motherfuckers are fake. That's what we're going to talk about, some of these fake boxing fans. Half of the people are fake. Anyone could do a drive-by, hit a dislike. That's cool. But why aren't there, whatever amount of dislikes you see on that video, then you should see at least a fraction of that in intelligent counter arguments. Otherwise, what did you dislike? You know what I'm saying? If I'm saying Wilder Joshua should fight and it's a good fight, and you see 27 dislikes, then you should at least see a good 10 to 15 arguments that support why the fight shouldn't happen. But again, we're dealing with guys who are portraying, it's like, have you ever seen the movie The Faculty or Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where they take over human form? That's what happens in this boxing game. We have people posing as boxing fans, but they're not boxing fans. They might like the sport of boxing, but they're man fans. They're a fan of another man. You know what I mean? And it's that simple. And like I said, I got tough skin. I've been doing this for a while. Y'all can say whatever you want about me, because at the end of the day, like I said, when I'm at the fights, we're the same people who are talking that crazy shit. Second of all, if you go look at my track record, you'll notice a pattern. I have not said anything remotely negative about Joshua, you know what I mean, that completely unwarranted or whatever. The only time I started making my critiques and assessments with Joshua was in regards to this Deontay Wilder fight. When he was fighting Eric Molina, Dominic Brazil, I didn't have no problem. I didn't bash him for taking those fights. I didn't even bash him for taking Charles Martin, because that was they seized the moment opportunity. They had an unproven champion and a chance at an IBF, so they hit the pedal to the metal. Hey, we could take this Charles Martin dude, and they did just that, and it's been full steam ahead. So, you know what I mean? I never even said nothing bad. See, this is the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all, man, we're gonna kick some facts. This is the thing about the man fans, and also I'm gonna tell you some things about the racist fans. So the man fans, they don't care that I've always supported Anthony Joshua and continue to support him. But if there's decisions on his team where I'm like, hey, that doesn't make sense, all of everything I've ever said about Joshua is now out the window, right? And now they say I hate Joshua, or if I've said nothing, if I said good things about Golovkin and praised X, Y, and Z, and then the moment I have a criticism of Golovkin, all of a sudden I hate Golovkin. Same thing with Lomachenko. So, you know what I mean? We know that game. We know the game that they're trying to play. And this is why it doesn't pay to be a coon. If you're a coon, it's the same rules apply. You could say a million things. Let's say you're an African-American channel, and you always ride against the black fighter, right? I'm gonna show you how this game works. You could say do all that cooning and say everything anti-black fighters and everything that the racist fans want you to say. You can say it, but the moment you stand up for something that goes against what they want you to stand up with, then all of a sudden you're back to what they always felt about you. You a nigga too. You know what I'm saying? You ain't shit to them too. That's how the racist game works. That's exactly how it works. Like, there's channels that coon and they, oh yeah, Triple G's the greatest, and Chocolatito's the best, Lomachenko, and anything relating to black fighters is negative, right? And then let's say Ward fights Kovalev, and you're not of the thinking that Ward won in a faulty way with low blows. And then you make a video and you're like, hey, Andre Ward, he beat Kovalev fair and square. He made adjustments. Now all of a sudden they hate you. You public enemy number one. So all that cooning you did, all that shit you did to fit in and all that, to cater and pander to what a racist person wants, all that shit is out the window. All that shit's out the window now. Because they don't give a fuck about how you were riding for the cause. You a traitor now. That's how they look at it. So, you know what I mean? It just makes sense to really be honest with yourself no matter what. I know I can't, like, single-handedly erase racism in boxing, but as long as I can expose it, then I'm good, man. Andre Ward is super humble, but it don't matter. They don't care about that. If you're racist, you don't care about that. Anyway, same thing applies for, like, the Joshuas. I ain't never said nothing about that man Joshua. I never said nothing. The only time I recently can think of anything I said something is when Wilder's putting this pressure and it looks like Eddie Hearn and Joshua are somewhat hesitant. They're not saying what it sounds like I feel they should say in the same given situation, considering the pressure. For example, Joshua said something to the effect of like, hey, in golf and Formula racing and NASCAR and all this shit, guys are a lot nicer and there's better sportsmanship. But you're not, this ain't golf. This ain't tennis. You know what I mean? So it's not, of course it's not the same. You know what I mean? If two people are about to scrap, I mean, just look at the screenshot. You don't see this in golf. If Serena Williams is about to have a tennis match with somebody, she from Compton too. You don't really see her in the person's face and like barking at him like, what you gonna do? What is it? Yeah. You don't really see that because, again, like Joshua was saying, tennis is a different sport. Now we got some super chats, gang. Shout out to Derek Kills. Wow, $20 super chat to the movement. Really appreciate it. Happy holidays. Shout out to Derek. I told y'all them yellow and orange super chats be coming through clutch. $20, appreciate it. We also have one from Myron Dennard. $5 super chat. Thank you very much. It says, who would you pick, Andrade versus Charlo and Spence versus Crawford? Ooh, damn. Those are, you know what? I'd have to wait closer to the fight. You know what I mean? To really judge. Like, those are, to me, those are so close of a fight. I'd have to see, like, like, for example, Errol Spence versus Lamont Peterson. I got to see how he does with Peterson. Like, I would need full details to really call those fights. But as of right now, I would say I might give a slight edge to Charlo because he's been more active and he moved up sooner than Demetrius Andrade. But it could be a big fight. It could be a good fight. But based on momentum, Andrade had the Jack Kukale performance and the Alan Tez Fox, which was solid. You know, he was in there with the big guy, but that guy didn't have that much power, Alan Tez Fox. So I would give Charlo actually a slight edge right now. But if Demetrius Andrade, him and his team, can start getting him some fights, then that's something different. Spence versus Crawford is the ultimate toss-up. I really don't know. I can make a statement like Spence is just too much pressure, but then I could say Crawford has too much skill and he's not gonna let Crawford walk him down like that and slug it out like that. So I don't really know. That's a toss-up. That's really a toss-up. Klitschko's retired. What do you mean is he done? He's retired. Usually when people retire, then they're done. Anyway, thank you for the super chats. Guy just said size doesn't matter. Ha ha ha. Your girl said different. Y'all wilding in these comment sections. Listen, size matters. It matters within reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to just look at the variables. Like, it depends on the variables, but more often than not, size does play a part. But the difference is like Lomachenko versus Rigondeaux, and I can see it now, obviously, because we have an outcome. But when you have two guys who are equal in like two guys who are elite level skill, then that's when it mattered. Like, okay, let's say the best guy at 54 moved up to 68 to fight Andre Ward. So even though he's the best at 54, if he just moves up in one fell swoop, even though he's the best guy at 54, if he jumps up 2 weight classes, then he's probably not beating a guy who also has skills like Andre Ward. You know what I'm saying? Andre Ward's beating full-fledged 168-pounders. So that's how it usually works. Again, there's exceptions to every rule. Roberto Duran beat Sugar Ray Leonard. Shane Mosley beat Oscar De La Hoya. But I think it was a split decision in that first fight. I'm not sure. But there's exceptions to every rule. You know what I mean? But in general, I would say size doesn't matter. Now, some people, again, new media, they try to find contradictions of what I'm saying. Why'd you pick Rigondeaux then? I picked Rigondeaux because in the past, he's been able to neutralize big threats, bigger guys, and they're two-time Olympic gold medalists. I didn't know he was going to quit. You know what I mean? That wasn't something that just ran through my mind. But if you look at my channel consistently, I've not been a fan of the daring to be great when you haven't eliminated the people in your own division. Amir Khan moving up to Canelo. I did a video, 7 reasons Canelo versus Amir Khan shouldn't happen. And the same thing with Kell Brook. I said, why is he going up to fight Golovkin? So more often than not, I realize weight matters. But again, Rigondeaux, I thought would be an exception because he's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He's fought bigger guys, and he was the best at 122. You know what I'm saying? There's no one I feel, and I don't know about now, but even now I don't know, but no one beats him at 122 in his division. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I picked Rigondeaux. Crawford can't handle Spence's power. I mean, see, listen, people that talk like you guys got to study your boxing, because the whole thing about it is this. They said the same thing with Billy Joe Saunders versus David Lemieux. That might be true. David Lemieux cracks. You know what I mean? Billy Joe Saunders might not be able to handle David Lemieux's power. But guess what? He created a game plan and a strategy where he wasn't getting hit with that Lemieux power. And when he was getting hit, it was stuff he could roll with or take. So, you know what I mean? People like you talk, oh, Crawford can't take Spence's power. Yeah, he might not be able to take his power if he's just taking flesh shot. But Crawford is a sharp fighter and a smart fighter with a good defense. So, like, you know what I mean? The whole goal is, there's a lot of people you can't take their power. The whole goal is to not fucking get hit with their money punches. You know what I'm saying? So, what are you really talking about? Listen, Daryl Wilson, take your excuses and shove them up your ass. David Lemieux was weight drained. That's David Lemieux's problem. Go up to 168 where you'll get murdered. He'll get destroyed at 168. And I like Lemieux, but I don't see him having a successful career at 68. So I don't want to hear these, oh, it's his shoulder, and if his shoulder was 100%, he was weight drained. He's always had weight struggles, and he still knocked guys out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to stop with these pansy-ass excuses. Billy Joe Saunders swept him, won every fucking round. I know a lot of guys have been weight drained, and they won their fights. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they had a slow start or something. He lost every fucking round, no excuse. He was the bigger puncher. He was saying he was gonna hospitalize Billy Joe Saunders and kill him and all this shit. Fair play, fair play. Shout out to Billy Joe Saunders. You did the fucking thing. You did the gypsy community proud. No excuses, man. We're not doing these dumbass excuses. You lost every round. Like Canelo versus Mayweather, you lost every round. How are you 23 and he 36, 37, and you supposed to be this young strapping up and coming star and champion, undefeated, and you lose every fucking round? Get out of here. You lost every round. I don't care about no shoulder. You know what I mean? That's that Pacquiao Mayweather shit. So for 5 years, we debated as fans who would win Mayweather-Pacquiao. Pacquiao didn't do shit versus Mayweather. Couldn't close distance. And then, to my shoulder, I had some Denagon and I rub it on and I feel my shoulder. Like, we're not doing that. I'm not doing, fuck all them excuses. I don't care. If your arm flew off, I don't care. You lost. We didn't wait 5 years to see you make excuses. My shoulder, because what happened to your shoulder when you doing them fucking commercials? Like, he's gonna bite me. He's gonna bite me. Do, 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 do. What happened to the 222 shit? What happened to he's gonna bite me? Like, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, y'all can do all them pussy ass excuses. I'm not hearing all that. You doing commercials like, he's gonna bite me? Do, 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 do. And then, oh, now it's, oh, he's gonna hit me in my shoulder? Like, no. You lost. End of story. And see, this is the thing. Y'all be making excuses saying, I never once said Rigondeaux lost because of his shoulder or his hand or whatever. I never said that. I never said that. You can go listen to my live stream immediately after. I specifically spoke out against that. I said, I don't know what's up with his hand. I said, but I'm not taking away from Lomachenko's victory over a hand injury. You know what I mean? And I literally said Muhammad Ali fought and finished fights with broken jaws, and guys that finished with arm like injuries, and Deontay Wilder knocked his person out with a hand injury. Lomachenko was on the Pacquiao undercard and had a fractured hand, and he knocked his man out, I think. But he definitely won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta stop with these excuses, man. David Lemieux was hitting crisp air, like Billy Joe said. Andre Pack says Loma owned Rigondeaux. True. Now, who do you want to see? This question to you, Andre. Who do you want to see Loma own next? Who should Lomachenko fight next? Everyone wants to revel in the Rigondeaux fight. That's cool. He owned him. Cool. He made him quit. Who should Lomachenko fight next? See how he ain't answering? See? Tank or Mikey. So once again, why do you guys, the Tank is not a bad fight, but why are you guys so desperate to see Lomachenko fight a non-champion coming off a non-stellar performance? That, you know what I mean? To me, that proves what it's about. You want to see Tank lose. Just say it. You know what I'm saying? They want to see Tank lose. He's affiliated with Mayweather, and that's bad. Because you see the fights I'm pushing for? Wilder versus Joshua. Wilder knocked his man out in one round and was huffing and puffing over him, and Bermain's legs was all folded up. And Joshua got, his performance wasn't like the best, but in his last two performances, he just beat Klitschko by knockout, showed tenacity, beat adversity, and then he still knocked out Carlos Takam. And realistically, Carlos Takam lost every single round. I just didn't like how it ended with the premature stoppage. So you can't say his performance was like Tank versus Fonseca. You know what I mean? Same thing with Keith Thurman. You just beat Danny Garcia. Come back to a tune-up with Jesse Vargas, and then get it rocking with Errol Spence. Errol Spence just beat Kell Brook. And then if he beats Lamont Peterson, get it rocking with Thurman. You know what I mean? But all these motherfuckers want to see Lomachenko fight a guy who just showed discipline issues by not being able to make weight and having trouble with weight for the second fight in a row. Lost his title, doesn't have a belt, and his last performance didn't look good. I mean, so people are like this. Oh, you're trying to protect Tank. I'm not protecting shit. He's a grown man. If he wants to fight Lomachenko, I'll tune in. I'll try to go to the fight. Give you guys all the coverage you want. But at the end of the day, if Lomachenko, I'm trying to see where Lomachenko really lies. And to me, with that type of momentum, that's not going to prove as much as opposed to him fighting a guy with momentum who's a champion. As of right now, it's going to prove more to me. You know what I mean? And he'll get more credit. So I'm trying to spare Lomachenko so he actually gets credit for his next victory. And if he fights a guy, one of the guys I've recommended him to fight, then there's nothing you can say. You know what I mean? It's straight up. Loma needs to start fighting better quality of fighters. I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy with the fanboyism in boxing. Loma is good. But to determine how good or how great or where his cap is, we got to see him in there with somebody where everything is not stacked against them. You know what I mean? Nicholas Walters, good name, but he was on a long layoff coming off of a draw. Fact. He was in there petitioning to get more than 550,000 in the summer, so the fight fell apart. And then Listen, this is how I'm gonna deal with you. Rafael Espinal, Rigo wasn't quality. Let me body you in the hot seat. Pause. Let's go. So I'm gonna explain this whole quality thing, right? I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna make examples of y'all. Everybody, because every time I'm talking, everybody has so many disagreements. So Rafael Espinal, hey, Espinal, my back is broken. Spinal, you in the hot seat. So, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Is the Rigondeaux win Lomachenko's best win? Spinal. Do you think that's his best win of his career? Oh, I'm about to cook this boy. Where's Spinal at? Y'all want me to cook him? Okay. Now I know you're full of shit. He said so far, yes. So in 11 fights, you say Rigondeaux is his best win, but he himself said that Rigondeaux win ain't shit. He says, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. He's not of this weight category. He's too small. So the fighter in question, he's not even co-signing what you're saying to me, AKA you're full of shit. You just said it's his best win, and Lomachenko himself said it's not his best win. He says he's not even that impressed with it because he's not of my weight category. He just did it because the fans were saying he was ducking and Rigondeaux was talking shit. So explain that. How come the fighter himself is saying that it's not his biggest win, but you saying it's his big win? So explain how it's his biggest win when the man in question is telling you it's not even his biggest win. Comparing the build-up, it was on paper. No. Explain. Okay, so on paper or whatever the fuck you talking about, right? Then why is he saying it's not a big win for me? Explain that. Yo, I told you, y'all fell for the mousetrap. I put out the cheese and they fell for the mousetrap. See, you guys always, you gonna learn today. You talking about, oh, quality. They fell for the mousetrap. Yeah, it is his biggest win. Okay, why is he not agreeing with you then? Okay, now we're getting somewhere. His response, well, he said it wasn't because of the weight difference. AKA, okay, so I bring up a weight difference and I'm making excuses, but he brings up the weight difference and it's all good. So you're admitting that he said it wasn't his biggest win because of the weight difference. So that's something that we obviously have to factor in. He's admitting to it. Lomachenko, Rigondeaux is not a big win for me. Not his weight. That was a direct quote. Why do y'all even enter? This is my realm. This is my domain in the hot seat. Why do y'all even want to enter this? This is not a place for children. This is not a place for non-rational thinkers. Like, I don't get it. But see, shout out to Majid. He said Loma kept it real. I respect Lomachenko for keeping it real. He acknowledged it. You know what I mean? He didn't duck or dodge. But his fans are giving him alibis and shit that he's not even using. So that's how you know. That's how you know it's a problem when he's not even acknowledging it as his biggest win, right? I talked to Andre Ward after the Kovalev win, after he knocked him out in the second fight. And then somebody said, hey, is this your biggest win? He said, I would say so based on what happened in the first fight and the buildup. You know what I mean? He wasn't like, oh, this win ain't shit for me. He didn't say that. He said this was definitely one of my strongest wins because of what was at stake. Let's vote. If that man got that crucial L, he's like, oh, so his initial statement, he said, so Rigondeaux wasn't quality? Huh? Again, nobody said the Rigondeaux win is trash or it doesn't mean anything. It's good. It's a good name. But given the fact of the weight concern, as Lomachenko is acknowledging, it doesn't prove as much as if Rigondeaux was inherently natural at that weight. So that's exactly the same thing I say, but when I say it, I'm I'm a bad guy. Rigondeaux is still my favorite fighter though. More cop outs. You've already gotten bodied, so him being your favorite fighter doesn't matter. So anyway, you got that L, man. I hate to do this to you. You sound like a nice kid, but block. Get these dudes out of the hot seat, man. I'm telling you that. That's why it's called a hot seat. It's not the lukewarm seat. It's not the cold seat. This is the hot seat. If y'all keep saying that crazy shit, then now let's battle. Spinal. My back is broken. It's spinal. I had to get spinal up out of here. So again, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so funny. If I say the same thing Lomachenko is saying, I'm racist because I don't look like Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? And because you guys feel that I hate Lomachenko. I'm being racist by saying it, but he's agreeing with me. Again, do I give Lomachenko credit for beating Rigondeaux? Of course I do. But that credit would be enhanced, obviously, if it was a guy in his division. Period. It is very simple concept to understand because it would have been a taller order had they naturally been the same size. You know what I mean? Just like I told you guys this before. If Kell Brook beat Golovkin by knockout, would you be more impressed with him jumping up 2 weight classes after fighting Kevin Bezier, right? Jumping up 2 weight classes and knocking out Golovkin? Or would you be more impressed with Golovkin knocking out Kell Brook in 5 rounds? I mean, it's simple arithmetic. Of course, you would give the guy who did the traveling and took the more major risk. Golovkin, he gets to eat the same way. He knows he has power at 160. Kell Brook, we didn't know what his power was at 160. He had to actually switch things in his diet, right? So, of course, we give more credit. I give Shane Mosley more credit than beating De La Hoya than if De La Hoya. It's not me being biased. It's because Shane Mosley was the one at the deficit. He was the one who was not the Olympic gold medalist with more experience at that weight class. I mean, this is simple. And this is what I'm talking about with fake boxing fans. This is how fake boxing fans are. Let's break it down. If Wilder fights actual heavyweights, a lot of them have been top 15 guys, right? If he fights actual top 15, but it's not a Klitschko or something, they say he's the bum killer. So why is he the bum killer and he's knocking out guys top 15 in his division, just like Golovkin did prior to Kell Brook fights and all those Jacobs and Canelo fights? But no one called Triple G the bum slayer, you know what I mean? But they say it to Deontay Wilder. Meanwhile, Lomachenko can fight a highly qualified guy 2 divisions later, get credit, but then get even more credit as to say ESPN saying, oh, Lomachenko, this version that whooped on Rigondeaux can beat Pretty Boy Floyd. Get like that's now we talking about 2 different things because Floyd was actually a credible established 130er. Rigondeaux was never an established. Like I said, what's Rigondeaux's best win at 130? Oh wait. Oh shit, y'all ain't got no answers? That's what I thought. Easy ass work. But if you talk about Floyd, I could tell you some of his great wins at 30 and 35 and shit like that. You know what I mean? He beat Gennaro Hernandez at 130, Manfredi at 130, Diego Corrales. Who did Rigondeaux beat? No one. He didn't beat no one. So it's not making excuses after the fact. It's acknowledging what the fuck is actual fact, and you know what I mean, what actually transpired. But see, this is what you're it's like that little Keaton boy. Why do people want to bully? That's how you fans do with you're bullying Lomachenko. I'm not bullying him by acknowledging the fact. Period. Listen, we got almost 200 people in the live stream. Ego Army, hold it down. Hit that like button. Smash the like button. Shout out to my mods just joining. My dude Angel. He said, what up with the Ego Army was cracking. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're acknowledging fact. Listen. A lot of people keep saying, oh, you want to see Lomachenko lose. I don't want to see him lose, but I want to see him in there with somebody that I think has a fighting chance, good momentum, maybe not equal footwork, but equal skill or some level of comparable skill, right? And again, if Lomachenko were to fight, let's say the fight that I'm saying, the fights that I think for him, he's going to get credit. And we'll get to see what we need to see from Lomachenko. For example, same thing I keep saying. Rigondeaux took the risk. He moved up 2 weight divisions and came up short. So if Lomachenko can move up 1 weight class and beat Jorge Linares, a champion, beat Mikey Garcia, a much anticipated fight and a champion, then he'll get credit. He'll get a ton of credit because he's the one taking the risk. He's giving up the power advantage to Mikey Garcia, who's fought at 35 and has, by the time they would fight, 3 fights at least at 140. Simple arithmetic. But see, this is the thing. This is the bullshit in boxing. You guys listen to what promoters say and trainers and all this extra shit, but you don't apply it and listen to it for yourself. Listen to what you're saying. The promoter would say, oh, this guy, he's the best thing since Muhammad Ali. And ESPN would say, oh, this guy, he can beat Floyd Mayweather at 130 when Floyd was aggressive and a beast, getting knockouts. His hands weren't bothering him as much. They could say these things, but then when fans like me say, okay, that's great, prove it. They're like, nah, we ain't gonna prove it. We're gonna fight Miguel Mariaga. That's what we gonna do. We're gonna fight that Miguel Mariaga coming up in weight off a loss. We ain't got to prove nothing. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And real ones recognize what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite people in life is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is just like, growing up, I used to love his movies. I still do. You know what I mean? And one of my favorite movies is the biopic of him, the Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. Bruce Lee was coming up at a time where martial arts in the States wasn't as popular. So he was introducing his own version of martial arts, Jeet Kune Do. So he's at seminars, and there's people who were in the martial arts karate industry and whatnot, and he's trying to explain to him that he's perfected his own craft and his own version, Jeet Kune Do, right? His own style, where he's taken the best from the West. He's taken like boxing, studied Muhammad Ali, and he's taken the most essential parts of different martial arts and stripped away the inessentials and created Jeet Kune Do, right? Naturally, that's going to be met with resistance. People are like, oh, we do basic jujitsu or kenpo or whatever the fuck it is. So he's coming out with some new shit that in the 70s, they weren't familiar with. What the fuck is this Jeet Kune Do? But guess what Bruce Lee did, being a man? Bruce Lee, he's at these seminars. This is a true fact. You guys can research it. Bruce Lee said, he says he's doing his spiel about how Jeet Kune Do is the future and blah, blah, blah. And then he says, people are like, yeah, right, boo, boo. You know what I mean? Basically throwing tomatoes at him. Go watch the movie. He was like, he said, okay, fine. I'll prove it. I'll beat any man in this room in less than 60 seconds. And then they had this guy come up. And then he says, oh, I'll fight him. I beat him before. I beat him again. Fine, I'll prove it. Bruce Lee wanted to prove he was the man. They didn't believe him. He said, okay, I'll prove it. I'll beat any man in this room in less than 60 seconds. That's what he said. So fast forward to boxing. Lomachenko, they're saying, this man, he's better than Muhammad Ali. He could beat Floyd Mayweather too. And they're like, okay, let's see it. Nah, we're gonna fight Miguel Mariaga. We're gonna chase Tank with no that's not, I'm trying to see, do the Bruce Lee shit. Okay, I'll prove it. I'll beat any man in this room in less than 60 seconds. And then Bruce Lee's wife was like, I'm not going through this again, Bruce. You were just injured. And he's like, hey, Linda, don't go too far, hun. It'd be over in 60 seconds. See, I don't know about that, Dragon. It'd be over in 60 seconds. That's my movie, though. That racist white dude, he's like, Chinks, like, you killed my father. And Bruce Lee was like, Chinks your real high, huh? Hey, he was fucking them dudes up in the gym. But anyway, like I said, Bruce Lee, one of my idols, he said, okay, fine, I'll prove it. I'll beat any man in this room in less than 60 seconds. And they put the timer on, and he beat him in 60 seconds. Top Rank telling me he's the best as Muhammad Ali. And I want to see fights that would at least prove that he's one of the greatest right now. And then it's like, nah, we gonna give them $100,000. Like, they ain't gonna fight you. The best fights aren't gonna fight you for that Rigondeaux pay. Rigondeaux might, because Rigondeaux's been fucked up. Rigondeaux got blackballed after he beat Donaire. You know what I'm saying? But Mikey ain't fighting for no 400K. He got that probably fighting Elias Rojas on PBC. So, you know what I mean? Fights like that, and then they can always use, that's what I'm saying. They can always use that as an excuse. Oh, trying to make the Garcia fight, but he didn't want to take these fucking peanuts. So I guess it's Mariaga. Like, no. Give him something realistic. Let's see that work. Okay, I'll prove it. You strip away the inessentials. Bruce Lee is my dude. You be like water. You see, you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You see, water can crash, and water can burst. Be water, my friend. Anyway, so say he priced himself out era. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I'm not, this is just real shit. This is real shit. Top Rank, I done heard so-and-so, X, Y, and Z price themselves out more than really any other company. You know what I'm saying? Broner, like all these great Pacquiao fights, they tell you like, oh yeah, Amir Khan, Pacquiao might fight Broner, fight Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse, Ruslan Provodnikov, Pacquiao might fight whoever, right? And you're like, damn, them some good. Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, Broner, and then guess what? They all price themselves out. Like, get the fuck, man, listen. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. That shit don't even sound remotely real. You know what I mean? Same thing what Golden Boy did with Cotto. So Errol Spence priced himself out. Mikey Garcia priced himself out. Jesse Vargas priced himself out. You know what I mean? So it's just like everybody just conveniently priced himself out. Like, man, hell no. That's not realistic. Because if you were offering something, like, see, they priced themselves out, aka they didn't want to join Golden Boy in order to fight Cotto. They weighed their options. Like, okay, Mikey Garcia would be moving up from 140 to 154 to fight Cotto. So you're gonna have to make it worth his while, because why can't he'll just keep wrecking shop at 35, 40. If Mikey Garcia moved up all the way to 54, there might not be coming back to lightweight, because that might not even be healthy. So if he did make a rash decision to fight a great fighter like Cotto, then you got to make it worth his while. You know what I mean? Same thing with Errol Spence. He's a champion, undefeated, and he's got guys ducking him at welterweight. I don't think he wouldn't fight Cotto, but he doesn't want to be locked into a Golden Boy contract, because who's he gonna, let's say he fought Cotto and beat him, who's he gonna fight? Saddam Ali? And this would obviously, if Errol Spence fought Cotto, then Saddam Ali wouldn't have been able to fight Cotto because he only had one more fight left. You know what I mean? So it's not like the Saddam Ali that beat Cotto, because if Errol Spence fought him, then Saddam Ali wouldn't have fought him. You know what I'm saying? So he's gonna fight him or Rashidi Ellis? That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So all this, oh, he priced himself out, that's just cop out. If you offer these fighters a pretty penny, most guys, listen, I know fighters personally that have taken fights on like a moment's notice. 2 weeks. They was on the couch, you know what I mean, eating Doritos, watching football. Oh yeah, oh, you want me to fight your top guy? Okay. And then they make it happen. So with these elite level people, I doubt that they don't want to fight great fights. But again, it has to be worth their while if they're gonna do that. Because the more money you make and the more money you know you can make because how you're being compensated and taken care of, then the less desperate you're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to keep it a buck with you, I've gotten my finances to the point where I'm back. I mean, it's not always been like I've had points where I was broke and had debt and shit like that, but right now that's not the case. I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm good. So my level of desperation, I'm not just doing anything for money. If someone was like, hey, promote I have a series of gay pornos or some shit, promote that on your Instagram. I'm not doing that. I don't need to. I don't need the money like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all need money, but I'm not desperate for it. So that's the thing. A lot of those guys that take fights on 2 weeks notice is because they have no other choice. You know what I mean? They need the paycheck and stuff like that. So based on how hot you are and stuff, that's going to determine how desperate you are. Just like Chris Rock has a joke on his stand-up, and he says, a man is only as faithful as his options. So if you're a playboy, you dapper and you pull females, then you're going to have a lot of options. But if you ugly as fuck, have no personality, and acne, then you might accept any girl that likes you back. You know what I'm saying? But if you have no problem getting women, then you're not going to just accept any type of woman. Anyway, where were we? What y'all talking about? Haha. Should I body Jack Kibbles and Bits? Kilbs? He says, ha ha ha. Is he fuck? That's why he needs AJ for a payday. Should I body this man? Y'all want to know? Y'all want to see a dead body? We're gonna do our boys in the hood. All right, Jack Kilbits or Kilbs or whatever your name is. So, as a fan, my question to you is, why are you talking about ha ha ha? Deontay Wilder needs AJ for a payday. Like, why do you care how much a man's getting paid? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, why does that take precedence over a good fight happening? You know what I mean? And why are you saying he needs AJ for a payday? They both can continue fighting fights that no one gives a shit about and making whatever amounts of money that they're making. But him pushing for a mega fight and a unification, somehow you're making that sound bad. Because someone said Wilder is the man in the division. Okay, fuck somebody. I'm talking to you now. So I'm asking you, my question to you is, why do you care about another man's money? And as a boxing fan, why wouldn't you care more about a great fight transpiring as opposed to, who cares? Anthony Joshua's the A side. Yeah, I said it. He's the A side, but that doesn't take away from a good fight needing to happen. So once again, why do you care more? And why are you saying that Wilder's went 39 fights with no AJ? So I'm sure he can keep going. But the thing is, that's not going to appease the fans. That's not going to appease the fans if he keeps fighting people. You guys see, this is what's wrong with boxing. This is what you guys see why I call this chat fake fans. They say Wilder ain't fought nobody and ain't beat nobody, but if he were to beat Joshua, he would get 2 more belts and people would be like, wow, he knocked out Joshua, right? So that would give him the vindication and the credentials that he needs. And then you have people like, oh, he needs Joshua. If I was Joshua, I would never give him the fight. What? I don't. I want to see the fight ASAP like everyone else. But you don't really sound like it because you're saying, ha, 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 Wilder needs AJ. Truth is, anybody could have a shitty career. Nobody needs the next person per se, meaning people can just go their whole career without unifying or fighting tough challenges. So neither guy absolutely needs, because Joshua has 19 fights, Wilder got 39 fights. They could continue not fighting each other. But to make it worth a damn, then they should fight each other. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is what I'm talking about with the fake fan shit. Is like people are making it like a bad thing that Wilder is trying to prove himself, which is what you motherfuckers said you want him to do. Oh, he fights bums. He's the bum killer. Okay, so he's trying to graduate from bums to real competition and champions, and now you're making excuses. No, I was replying to someone saying Wilder's the man at heavyweight, but he isn't at the moment. AJ is. Now you trying to cop please. You was all ha ha ha, Wilder needs AJ and all this extra shit, which didn't sound like you want to see the fight. And then now all of a sudden you're like, oh hey, I want to see the fight just like everyone else. Let's vote. He's copping please. Everybody type pussy. Copping please. Put your L's up. Y'all tripping. Eagle Army is not to be fucked with. Y'all are tripping. All right, should we put him in timeout or should we block him? Hurry up. The first 5 responses, timeout or block. 2 timeouts, 1 block, 3 timeouts. All right, we're going to timeout him. And hopefully he learns a lesson to not fuck with the Army. Cash Money is an army, but he at the Navy. This, man, I don't even see where he's at. Oh, I see him. All right, we handled that. Hot seat, another one. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I keep saying with the fake boxing fans. It's like, for example, Gervonta Tank Davis is being pursued with no belt by Lomachenko. That's cool. If Lomachenko, he can call out whoever he wants in his division. Have no beef with that. It's a good fight. Have no beef with that. But if it doesn't look like his immediate plan is to fight you, he wants to get back on track, get his weight in order, get a title, then there's only so much pressure you can do to a non-champion. You know what I mean? That's like, for example, if Errol Spence, just listen to what people are saying. See, it's always better. This is what I do. I like to put these analogies and similes and shit together for you guys to see, because certain fighters are in this umbrella, we'll say. And if you mention them, if you have any criticism of them, like these ESPN, HBO promoted fighters and stuff that they really gas and say are number 1 and 2 and all this shit, then they're like, oh, this is ridiculous. You hate Lomachenko's. So we'll put it in another perspective. Errol Spence is considered one of the best, if not the best, at welterweight. So if he calls out, let's say, Luis Collazo, and Luis Collazo is like not trying to fight him, and he's not really responding to it, then how much energy should he put into fighting Luis Collazo? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to the other big names in the division and or champions. You know what I mean? Why keep targeting Luis Collazo? Like, it's not a bad fight, but if he's not trying to fight you, he's not trying to fight you. You know what I'm saying? So why keep putting the energy? You know what I mean? But that's kind of what they're saying with Lomachenko. Can we get some more talk on UK boxers, please? I mean, the whole chat's about, the concept is about Joshua and Wilder. That's a USA boxer and a UK boxer. All right, we got another hot seat. See, I'm getting so good at the hot seat, I don't even have to read your full response to know I can body you. I just read the first couple of stanzas. All right, Interflect 1123. You're biased, ego. You got mad at Billy Joe Saunders for asking for $5 million and accused him of ducking, but didn't accuse Wilder for asking for an undeserved 50-50 fight. AJ or else. Okay, so how am I biased? Let's go. Let's go. I'm about to light you the fuck up. Let's get it. So I'm biased. And you're comparing Billy Joe Saunders to Danny Jacobs. Y'all might want to just zip this boy up, because I didn't even have to read his whole argument and I already know. Y'all count the bodies today. Y'all want to see a dead body? We got another hot seat. Get your popcorn. Come on, Interflect. You was talking all that head. Now let's go. Where is he at? I'm biased. Let's go. Billy Joe has a belt. He's worth $5 million. Jacobs doesn't. Okay. That's your whole argument? Just let me know. I'll let you say a little bit more so I can body you. Once again, I tell you, these dudes want to be new media so bad. They think the points they're bringing up are so clever, and he's never thought of this, and yeah. They want to be new media so bad. And now we're going to show you that what they say is never apples and apples. AJ has 3 titles, which you're fucking lying. He has an IBF and he has a WBA belt. Where's the third title that AJ has? Strike fucking one. You said AJ has 3 titles, and if you're counting some IBO or some bullshit, get the fuck out of here. And Wilder only has 1. Wilder not worth shit. So I'm biased, but you just said Wilder ain't worth shit. Why is he not worth shit? That's what I'm saying. If you're talking about an IBO title, like, get the fuck out of here. What does IBO even stand for? Who knows? So anyway, I'm biased, but you just said Wilder isn't shit. I never said Danny Jacobs ain't shit. Never said Billy Joe Saunders ain't shit. But I'm the biased one. Okay. Is this is who y'all sent for me? He has the IBF, IBO, and IBF. So he has 2 IBFs. And he's getting the belt off Joseph Parker soon. Once again, these dudes, the more they talk, the worse they make it. First of all, he says he has the IBF, IBO, and the IBF. So he has 2 IBFs? Really? Okay. So I guess he dropped the WBA belt. Whatever. Second of all, he says, and soon he's going to have Joseph Parker's belt. We still got to see that fight. You already given the motherfucker. I'm biased, but you already given Joshua credit for beating another champion and unifying when he hasn't even fought him yet. You know what I mean? Just because you think he'll beat Joseph Parker. Parker sounds confident, even though most of his recent performances haven't been great. It's still boxing, still the heavyweight division. Parker doesn't believe in Joshua's chin. So at the end of the day, you can't give him. See, listen, this is what I'm talking about. This is how boxing works. I'm biased, but you've just proven your bias by saying Deontay Wilder isn't shit and giving Joshua credit for a fight he has not even had and went through yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how that works. Anyway, y'all want me to zip this kid up, man? He comparing fucking Billy Joe Saunders and Danny Jacobs. You got mad. And you know, it's funny because you're clearly, in my opinion, if I had to take an educated guess and bet some money, I would say you're from the UK or somewhere close, because you're conveniently mad about something that's said about Joshua, and you're mad about something that's said about another guy from the UK, Billy Joe Saunders. So I'll take a wild guess and say you're from the UK. He will beat him, bro. Stop acting stupid, bro. See, now you're just about to get bodied. You talking crazy now. Who has Wilder fought? It doesn't matter what the fuck you say about he'll beat him and all this extra shit. It's just your opinion, and he still has to beat him. You gave him the belt before he even beat Joseph Parker. That's not how boxing works. We all have an opinion. I think Deontay Wilder will beat Luis Ortiz, but it's a damn good fight. I still got to see it. Ortiz is not like a bum. So you're already proving your bias. Y'all want me to zip this kid? Can I get a hell yeah? Just say hell yeah or zip him, so I can get this dude out of here. He's wasting too much of our time. Listen. Once again, they want to be new media so bad, and they want to try to make these comparisons. Billy Joe Saunders, he is a champion, but he just beat David Lemieux. I gave him credit for that, but David Lemieux has 3 losses. Or he lost to Golovkin, Joachim Alcine, Marco Antonio. Yeah, so he had at least 3 losses. 2 of them were stoppages. So let's put the win in perspective. You beat David Lemieux, which was considered to be a good fight, and you made it look easy. Great. But let's not act like you just beat Canelo or Triple G or Charlo or somebody with more momentum than David Lemieux. You beat a guy who shows he's more one-dimensional than everyone else I just named. That's one thing. Second of all, Billy Joe Saunders is demanding an amount for a fight that's the biggest thing. You want $5 million to fight Jacobs, but you're making it sound like Jacobs ain't shit. So why do you want more money for Jacobs than you probably received for David Lemieux, right? And once again, they want to be new media so bad. Joshua versus Wilder, I think Richard Schaefer even said it's the biggest fight in boxing. If not, maybe Canelo Triple G rematch, maybe. But it's a huge fight. Billy Joe Saunders versus Daniel Jacobs is a good fight, but it wouldn't be a fucking sellout. No matter where you put it, it's doing wild numbers. It wouldn't do anything like that. So Billy Joe Saunders asking for $5 million for Jacobs. I don't even think he would get $5 million if he fought Triple G. So what does that tell you? Clearly, you don't know shit about boxing. So that's the thing. Wilder picked, he said 50-50 or no fight or whatever, but that's just negotiate. I mean, that's negotiation. The fact is they got to negotiate, and Eddie Hearn already told you that it's probably not happening next, and they're pursuing Joseph Parker. So that's all hypothetical negotiation. You know, and the other thing is just to sprinkle some more on top of your rigor mortis is Joseph Parker asked for 50-50. And guess what? He's not at 50-50 anymore. So you've already gotten bodied, my friend. Joseph Parker started, and he's done less than Wilder. He's had less stellar performance than Wilder, and he's been a champion less time than Wilder, and he asked for 50-50. So everyone wants to point the finger, oh, Wilder, you're such a bad man. You asked for 50-50 versus Joshua. But Joseph Parker, he just became a champion in December of last year, and he hasn't even looked great in at least two, that Raz Kovajan and Huey Fury. He didn't even look good in those fights. And one of the fights was on YouTube pay-per-view, whatever the fuck that is, right? So, again, it's negotiating. But Billy Joe Saunders is demanding a price for a fight that's big for boxing fans, but it's not worldwide big. You're talking about an American heavyweight champion in Wilder, right? Who had a viral knockout versus Bermane Stiverne versus a UK fighter who is the biggest guy in the UK right now. So how is that? So is Billy Joe Saunders as big as Anthony Joshua, since you want to compare the dumb shit? From what I hear, people don't even like Billy Joe Saunders because of his traveler gypsy ways and all this shit. You got murked, my friend. So, you know what I mean? I heard Billy Joe Saunders not even like. David Lemieux even said that. David Lemieux said, all these people from the UK hit me up talking about knock this fool out. They're not saying that about Joshua. A lot of UK fans are riding with Joshua to beat Wilder. Body bag, my friend. Get this dude the fuck out of here. If he got that L, put your L's up, man. They always want to compare some shit. See, look. Now he's just I'm not even reading what the extra shit he's putting. You're supposed to have 3 responses, and he just keeps putting random shit. Like, that's how you know you're desperate. Because when people don't know how to swim and they're drowning, they just start panicking and lose all their energy and oxygen. Blocked, L. He said, boy, you got blocked, but everyone says you got the L. Get him the fuck out of here, L. These dudes are legends in their own mind. You got bodied. Anyway, to compare Joshua and Wilder fight and the stakes and how big of a fight that is, and see, Wilder Joshua is still 2 champions. Joshua a multi-belt champion, and if he beats Joseph Parker, he'll get another belt, and then Wilder has a belt. Danny Jacobs lost his belt in the Golovkin fight, so he doesn't have a belt. So that's even more reason for the Billy Joe Saunders. You see how stupid these guys' logic is? You see how stupid it is? Billy Joe Saunders is basically sleeping on Danny Jacobs, saying this, that, and he's not a champion. So why you want $5 million for him? Wilder's trying to get, for a mega star who is a champion, he's trying to get 50-50. Billy Joe Saunders trying to get $5 million for a non-champion that he's kind of trying to berate. Tyson Fury, his friend, said, oh, Canelo and Triple G are good, tough fights for him, but Danny Jacobs would look like the Lemieux fight. I disagree, because I don't think Jacobs fight anything like Lemieux. Adam said, hey, Ego, Brendan Schaub said something similar to your statements yesterday about people chasing money fights and how it's making title fights somewhat redundant and more difficult to make. Well, if you said that, I didn't hear it. But if you said that, it's accurate. It's accurate. And we got to get rid of these fake-ass fans, man. Again, if you a man fan of a man, stay away from my channel. This is not the one for you. Because you're a man fan. You're not a fan of boxing. You're a fan of men. You probably just go in the locker room and sit. Like, hey, you gonna get changed? Like, nah, I'm just lurking, being a fucking creepy weirdo. It's crazy. Listen, Wilder versus Joshua is a good fight. Like, who cares who wins? I don't care. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people take this boxing. I love my boxing. Don't get it twisted. But it's not that serious. People hit me up. Rigondeaux lost. How does it feel? Like, I feel great. I did a Lomachenko Rigondeaux post-fight video, and it got almost 100,000 views. I feel good. You know, I'm making money. Like, I feel good. Like, you know what I mean? People, if Wilder and Joshua fight, people act like the outcome is affecting my life or bank account, or, you know what I mean? Like, I took some major L. My record is blank. It's not even that serious. If I'm picking Canelo to beat Triple G in the rematch, if he gets knocked out, I mean, okay. Triple G proved he made the better adjustment. Like, that's what I'm saying, y'all. Some of y'all, it's not registering. Y'all take this boxing shit like, I don't know, if you like trying to live vicariously through the fighter or some shit. Like, you acting like like Rigondeaux getting quit or being made to quit is like you knocking me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like you got the win, like you Lomachenko. Like, what are you talking about? It's not even that serious. And like, that's what I'm saying. Is like, I like Joshua. I don't care if you agree with me or don't agree with me. I like him. I like his demeanor. He can scrap. I like Wilder. You know what I mean? You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. I could give 2 pieces of pit bull shit. But they're so mad. Oh, you detest Joshua. You're so anti-UK boxer. When the fuck am I anti? So I'm checking for Anthony Yard and Josh Kelly. I gave Billy Joe Saunders his pot. When have I been anti-UK boxer? That's what I'm saying. These dudes is like literal, like bipolar, like maniacs or something, like sociopath. Oh, you're so racist. You're like, what did I say about Lomachenko or Ukrainians to be racist? Meanwhile, you actually see like racial double standards in the mainstream media, old media. You won't call none of that shit out. But I'm racist without ever saying anything racist. Okay. Yeah, some of y'all be playing them little games. Like, I remember, like, growing up, people be like, who's better, Michael Jackson or Prince? Like, motherfucker, I like them both. Why I gotta pick? You know what I mean? Like, y'all be on some kid game. I see that on social media, too. It'll be like 5 Christmas movies, and it'll be like Home Alone and Christmas Story and all these great, The Grinch, and all these great Christmas movies, and it'd be like, one gotta go. Like, what? Why does one gotta go? They're all movies that have been made. What do you mean one gotta go? I mean, that's how people treat this boxing shit. Like, you have to pick, like, Fresh Prince, Martin, Seinfeld, and all these classic TV shows. One gotta go. Why is one gotta go? I'm a fan of multiple of those. You know what I'm saying? But that's how they do in the boxing. It's like, you like Joshua, you hate Wilder. You like Wilder, you hate Joshua. It doesn't work like that for everybody. Martin and Fresh Prince, yeah, and they're different shows. Like, those are both classic. You know what I'm saying? What do you mean one gotta go? But that's how they treat boxing. Like, like some Highlander shit. There can be only one. Like, I like Joshua and I like Wilder. Pause. But anyway, we gotta get rid of these fake fans, man. And we gotta get these likes up. What is going on? We got 200 plus people and we got 137 likes. Listen, I know people want to be a part of the conversation, but you gotta smash the like button. That's what keeps these live streams rocking. Shout out to the super chats. We got some super chats earlier, but we gotta get them likes up. The likes should have already been close to 200, if not over. The amount of viewers, because some viewers come and go. You know what I mean? Some people leave and go. So in actuality, we've had over 200 people in the stream. You know what I mean? Because some people dip out, gotta go to work or get blocked from the hot seat. So we've had over 200 people. So we definitely should have more likes. Smash the like button. man. But yeah, man, we just got to get back to boxing. Like, I was battling somebody in the hot seat. He talking about, yeah, Thurman and Spence. Let's just wait till 2019. What boxing fan says that?
From moment to moment.
What boxing fan says that? Like, yeah, I prefer to wait an extra year. We're not even in 2018. You talking about Spence and Thurman should fight in 2019? Like, why? Like, y'all can't be that afraid of your favorite fighter losing. You want to see it pushed out as long as possible. And see, listen, for me, I know how boxing works because I've been a part of it. And even when I wasn't a part of it, I was still watching it. You know what I mean? Before I got into the game. And like Mikey Garcia versus Gamboa, how many times they fight? Oh, that's right. They never fought. And at the one point, that would have been a pinnacle. And that could have changed everything. What if Gamboa beat Mikey Garcia? Then Mikey Garcia would no longer be this undefeated guy, you know what I mean? Which could have created that ripple in the pond. But we'll never know what would have happened because they never fought. You know what I mean? Some people they haven't been watching boxing long. Brandon Rios and Gamboa was actually a signed fight. And then Gamboa ducked out on the press conference. But, I mean, that would have been good. And that would have changed things. What if Gamboa beat Rios? What if Rios beat Gamboa? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It creates a ripple in the pond. Broner, they were talking about Broner and Gamboa back in the day. Yep. I remember that. But none of those fights happened. So, that, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to see that with the Wilder Joshua shit. Where it's a great fight and then Joseph Parker ends up, like, I mean, no disrespect. I met Joseph Parker and stuff like that. I want to see Wilder Joshua. So what if Joseph Parker somehow pulls an upset? What if Luis Ortiz pulls an upset? You know what I mean? Like, when they could have at least fought each other and then lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to see Wilder versus Parker or Luis Ortiz versus AJ more than I want to see the other fight. I mean, if that's how it happens, then congrats to the winner. But I'm just telling you, me personally. You think Brandon Rios has a chance versus Garcia? Yeah. I mean, he's not the favorite. We'll just cut that out the equation. He's not going to be the favorite. Danny Garcia should win, but it's boxing. And like, listen, you got people like me. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. My predictions aren't always right. My assessments aren't always right, but a lot of times they are. And one of the biggest reasons is just being realistic. Some of y'all look at fights and this person's getting destroyed. He'll get killed. He's getting murdered. You know what I mean? And then when it happens, you guys are all surprised. Like Golovkin versus Jacobs. Go listen to my old videos before the fight. I never said that. I never said Jacobs will get destroyed. He'll get murdered, killed, death. I didn't do all that. Y'all was talking about paper chin and he's ducking and he wants more money and all types of shit that's really not even breaking down the fight. You just relying on Golovkin's power and relying on, or not relying on Jacob's chin. You know what I mean? And then when the fight was close, now you're surprised. You know what I mean? Chocolatito Rungvisai, because y'all put him at #1 fucking pound for pound. And then when he gets bodied by Rungvisai and then bodied even worse in a rematch, now you guys are like, oh, where did that come from? Because y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know how to break down fights. So regarding Rios and Danny Garcia, again, I wouldn't bet on Brandon Rios to win because I think Danny Garcia, if he's the same fighter, I think that style he's a good counterpuncher, you know what I mean? So you bring the fight to him. Danny Garcia's, he's like Canelo in certain ways, where if you bring the fight to him, that's his best chance, or whatever you want to call it. The guys who, like Lamont Peterson, Mauricio Herrera, that can box and like jab him and move athletically and stuff, that gives him the most problems, just like Canelo. You know what I mean? There's still things that, like, Canelo has better, like, upper body movement. He's like, I would say, faster hands than Danny Garcia. So there's still differences, but the basic setup of what works for their style and what doesn't work is similar. And Garcia, if you stand in front of him, you bring the fight to him, that's his best shot. And that's what Rios does. So, you know what I mean? Obviously, he would be the favorite. Plus, he's taken less career damage than Rios. However, Rios is tough. Rios has never been stopped with headshots. He did get stopped by Bradley to the body. And Teddy Atlas and Bradley, I think that might have been their first fight together, had a really good game plan. And then to Rios' credit, he said he was going to retire, and then he changed it or whatever. But he's been keeping his weight down. Before, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. You know what I mean? And that could have played into why because he was supposed to fight Kell Brook. See, people forget. I remember a lot of details. He was supposed to fight Kell Brook. The fight didn't happen for whatever reason. And then he was on the sideline for like 8-9 months. And then he fought Bradley. And he didn't look good in that fight. And Bradley dogged him to the body. You know what I'm saying? So maybe, hopefully, he's cleaned that up in his last couple of years. Things like that. So Garcia is not the favorite. I mean, Garcia is a favorite. Rios won't be the favorite. But you gotta Pacquiao didn't stop Rios. Nobody stopped Rios with headshots. Danny Garcia, I think, is a solid body puncher, but I don't think he's a dedicated body puncher. What I mean by that, I think I've seen him land good body shots, but I can't think of a fight where he's like Errol Spence with it, with the body shots. I would say he throws more headshots. So I still think it's an entertaining fight. Because another thing is, for me, straight up, Danny Garcia got to prove something with his power. I've seen guys like him and Broner, as they moved up to that 147 division, their power is respectable. Like, I'm not trying to, they don't have Paulie Malignaggi power or Bradley power. Like, they can hurt you. But I still haven't seen the level of snap that they showed previously at like 140, 135. People don't understand, moving up 7 pounds, it could negate certain things. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I got to see more with Danny Garcia's power, because literally out of the biggest names he fought, who did he really stop? Like over the hill, Paulie Malignaggi and Samuel Vargas. He didn't stop Robert Guerrero. He didn't stop Peterson at a catch weight of 143, and Peterson had been stopped by Matisse. He didn't stop Keith Thurman, obviously. So, you know what I mean? Like, the fight is not as horrific as some people are making it sound, at least to me, because I still got some reservations about where Danny Garcia is at. You know what I mean? Like, where's his power? Like, again, Brandon Rios, he's not slick. He's there to be hit. We know what Brandon Rios does well and doesn't. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Rios will keep coming. Pacquiao was in there 12 rounds, and Rios never officially got knocked down. I think there was one moment where it should have been scored a knockdown for Pacquiao, but they said it was a slip. But other than that, Chris Algieri's getting knocked the fuck down 6 in a million times and shit. Rios wasn't in there. He was getting lumped up and started crying at the end, but he didn't get knocked down. And Pacquiao got smoke, like known smoke at 47. So at the Diego Corrales, I mean, not Diego. Rest in peace to Diego. Shout out to Chico. Diego Chavez got cracks too, and he never really, I thought he was winning the fight, but he didn't really hurt Rios. So again, you got a big ass Rios, and he's tough. So Garcia's gonna have to, coming off of a loss, and that's the other thing. See, I really analyze this boxing game. See, this what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm the best channel ever created or whatever. I'll let the fans decide where, like, when it's all said and done, where my channel ends up in terms of like the Hall of Fame shit. But I do value the sport of boxing, and when I try to give you guys some fresh outlook. Like, so many people don't know shit about boxing to the point where you go watch their videos. They're not telling you anything insightful. It's, oh, Danny Garcia, he's cherry picked again. He did it. Another cherry pick. Rod Self. Like, you know what I mean? They're not really talking about shit. They're not really saying shit. Like, talk about the fight. Okay, he cherry picked, but now break down the fight. That's what a lot of channels fail to do. It's just about like politics and other shit that, oh, Floyd beat his wife again. Like, let's talk boxing. I'm breaking down Garcia Rios as I see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about he cherry picked again and Rios is a bum. I'm not doing all that, but that's what they do. So they can have at that. As a fight, I think it'll be entertaining. You know what I mean? Again, Garcia should be the favorite, but I delve deeper into this game. I look at the psychology. And that Keith Thurman, that was a kind of a do or die fight for Danny Garcia, and he came up short. So we're also basing this on the undefeated Danny Garcia, what he can do. We don't know. For me, I don't know what the fuck happens after a person's first ever real loss. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they're gonna be. And he took a year layoff. So in terms of a Rios fight, the timing is right. It's an 11-month layoff, and you just lost to Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? So if Rios ever had a shot, then it would be sometime like now. But if Danny Garcia was still undefeated, then that would have been worse. That's why real heads gravitate to channels like Egos. A lot of these boxing channels are just gossip and regurgitated fanboy fantasism. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just about what did Tupac say in Juice? Man, get off that shit. Everything starts from now. Like, everybody's talking about, like, oh, Garcia cherry picked again. Rod Salka. Garcia has one of the best welterweight resumes under 30. We could do a hot seat right now. Who under the age of 30 at welterweight has a resume that's shitting on Danny Garcia's? I'm talking about totally, like in a resume of fighters. Please, somebody answer that, because everyone keeps saying, that's what I'm saying. Everyone keeps saying Danny Garcia is a cherry picker, but who is 30 years of age or younger and has a resume? So you think Keith Thurman's resume is shitting on Danny Garcia's? You really, what's your name? Big D Natty Boy. Do you really believe that? Do you think Thurman, to be honest, to keep it all the way funky, his best fights are his last two fights? Danny Garcia, which Danny Garcia also has on his resume because they fought each other, and Sean Porter. So what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Other than that, I would say, I guess, Diego Chavez. But who did Thurman, Jesus Soto Caras after Maidana knocked him out? You know what I mean? Who else did he fight? Julio Diaz? Like, Keith Thurman wasn't Jan Zavik after Berto knocked him out? What are you talking about? I'm not bashing Thurman's resume, but I'm saying, like, Berto has a good resume. Victor Ortiz, Mayweather. Yeah, Berto has a good. But see, the thing is, the difference with Berto is he has more losses than a guy like Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? So he has a good resume, but he also has more losses too. You know what I mean? Kell Brook has a mad resume. Nah, not really. I mean, up until Triple G and Errol Spence, his resume was very limited. It was really just Sean Porter is the name. And I guess if you want to talk about the dude that knocked out Ricky Hatton coming back from his 3-year layoff, what's the dude? Fuck. The one that knocked out Ricky Hatton when he came back. Kevin Bezier. What the fuck? Frankie Gavin. So anyway, that's what I'm saying. People keep talking about Danny Garcia. He cherry picked again. Danny Garcia's resume is better than majority of the people at 30. I mean, at 47, under 30. He fought Eric Morales, a legend, Hall of Famer. Fuck how old he was and all that extra shit. Because even though Eric Morales was old and all this shit, Danny Garcia was unknown. So he still beat, as a challenger, a champion. Morales wasn't too old to get the belt, you know what I'm saying? And he had way more fight experience. So I've seen 40-year-olds whoop on unknown guys before. So anyway, Eric Morales twice, Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse, Keith Thurman, Lamont Peterson, Mauricio Herrera, Nate Campbell, Ashley Theophane, Robert Guerrero, Paulie Malignaggi, Kendall Holt. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Danny Garcia got a good resume, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all listen to the channels and writers that, oh, Garcia does it again. He's cherry picking away. Like, not every fight is gonna be your toughest fight, especially coming off of a loss. Now the Rod Salka fight, I was the first to critique that. You guys could go Videos are up on my channel. I was like, that's some bullshit. Because at the time, I think he had just beat Lucas Matisse. So that was bullshit. A guy not even in your weight class. Like, that was some stupid shit. But I'm not mad at the Brandon Rios fight. Coming off a loss. Don't see, and this is the thing. I'm from the old school. If Danny Garcia, listen, this is how you know who's real and who's fake in this game. It's like the people, oh, Danny does it again, more cherry picking. He just picking cherries left and right and all this. Why even make a video about it? Don't talk about it. Don't watch the fight. Don't do no post-fight commentary. If it's all that to you, then don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And there's been plenty of fights like that for me where it's like, it really wasn't worth my time. I didn't make no video about the shit. True ego. I think at 140 he has a great resume. 47 he got more to prove. I mean, yeah, a lot of his good wins are from 140, but it's still on his resume. This is still people that he stood in there with. So, you know what I mean? Obviously, it's going to take time if you're in a newer division. So that's my thoughts on the Rios, Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia should be the favorite. That style favors him, but the timing makes it somewhat interesting because he's coming off a loss, and we don't know. We don't. Listen. 9-some. Let me make you into an example. Cherry picking sorry. Yeah, you're going to be sorry, all right. So 9-some, you in the hot seat. Everybody, grab your popcorn. I'm about to do this boy greasy. Okay, Danny Garcia's cherry picking. Sorry. So who would you have liked to see him fight? That's realistic. Yeah, LOL my ass. You in that hot seat. 9-some. Who should Danny Garcia, coming off an 11-month layoff and a loss, who should he fight, in your opinion? Some. Where are you at? You said, oh, he's cherry picking. I'm sorry. Where are you at? No, I'm saying that if Danny is cherry picking, then Floyd is all good and Puerto Rican. What? What are you talking about? What does Floyd Mayweather have to do with anything? Listen, you don't want no work. We're going to put you in timeout right there. Get him out of here. See, they always, no, he's out of here. I had to put him in timeout because he's wasting people's time. He said cherry picking, sorry. That's what he said. And then all of a sudden, okay, so Kirk Familiar, you said Garcia versus Berto. Not a bad fight, but Berto has not fought since the last fight, and I was there in April, and he got stopped by Sean Porter, right? Brandon Rios hasn't been that active either, but he at least won a fight on PBC. So, I mean, how is that superbly different? You know what I mean? Brandon Rios is not coming off of a law. At least he has a W. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really see that. See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of y'all just want to, like, it's like y'all want to complain just to be complaining. Like that Will Smith movie, Bright, that Netflix movie, I watched it. I heard some terrible reviews. They were saying it was the worst movie in 2017. I'm like, God damn. But I watched it myself. The shit was pretty good. It was entertaining. Is it the best Will Smith movie or the best movie I've ever seen? No, I'm not saying that. But it had some good action sequences. It was filmed well. They had some one-liners and jokes. And people just like wanting to complain just to be complaining. You know what I mean? It's the worst movie I've ever seen. Then you must not watch that many movies in 2017. Like, I watched this movie. It was supposed to be like some kind of scary movie. It Comes at Night, with the same dude that plays the orc partner in the Will Smith Bright movie. And it was terrible. That It Comes at Night shit was horrible. I thought Bright was solid. They're making a sequel on it too. Like I didn't see all that. Oh, it's the worst thing I've ever fucking seen and all that. But that's what fans do. Danny Garcia and Rios is just one fight in the beginning of the year out of many to come. You know what I mean? Yeah, that Will Smith movie is solid to me. I mean, you have to if you don't like fantasy and mystical, like you're not gonna like it. The orcs and the elves and shit like that. If you don't have like a this a brain where like whimsical shit appeals to you, then yeah, you're not gonna like that. But I mean, if you take it for what it's worth, I thought it was cool. Yeah, you know, I just watched Sicario for the first time. Benicio del Toro's a fucking beast. That shit was dope. Sicario's my shit. When Danny fought Matisse, the killer in 40, no one was saying anything. Yeah, they were saying something. They were saying he was gonna get his head knocked off. Sicario's fire. I like that. That shit. That's my type of movie. I like crime drama and shit like that. They was going to Mexico and shit. I like that. That shit was dope. Who you got, Frampton or Donaire? I don't know. I ain't seen Donaire in a minute, but he has power. Actually, I think last fight I remember seeing of Donaire was the Jesse Magdaleno. He didn't look good in that fight. I think he's fought since then though. But you know what? I gotta be honest. Carl Frampton. I think Carl Frampton is. I thought he was better. I thought he was better than what he's looking like. I don't know. He fought the guy, the Mexican guy in Texas, the one that got killed after the fight in Mexico. I think Alejandro something. And he got knocked down like 2 times in the first round. Then he lost, got outboxed by Leo Santa Cruz. And then his last fight, who the fuck did Frampton just fight? Whoever he just fought, he didn't look that great. Alejandro Barrera. I think it was Gonzalez. Yeah, I think Gonzalez might have been his last name. Ego, have you heard about Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson? Yeah. He actually did an interview a long time ago where he did the voice, and he got the voice dead on. Like, he got the voice down pat. Yo, can we get to 200 likes? It's bothering me seeing 200 people in the stream and not seeing 200 likes. So if y'all could do me that solid, if you haven't hit the like button, smash that motherfucker right now. Who do you think Khan should fight for a tune-up? One of them UK dudes or something. I forgot his name, but some Yavinder or some guy is calling him out, something like that. I don't know. You know what? But see, I'm realistic. I don't care. Like, Khan could fight. He needs to fight. He came off a brutal knockout and an injury, so he needs to take it easy. You know what I mean? Bradley Skeet, he's one person. But there's another guy that he's something vendor. I forgot his name, man. Some guy's calling him out, and Khan said he wasn't ready. So I think any Bradley Skeet fight, anybody like that, to get your bearings back, and then get it cracking after that with try to get a big name. See, listen, I just thought, see, y'all bringing up Khan. Hold on. This shit is bothering me. We still ain't at 200. Listen. While we're talking about Wilder Joshua, about fights that could have been, Amir Khan, since y'all brought that up, Amir Khan versus fucking Kell Brook. That was a fight a couple years ago, man. I was dying to see. I'm like, that's the one. That's big money for both fighters, big bragging rights, UK, who's the best, and all that shit. To this fucking day, nobody's ever seen that. Brandon Rios versus Victor Ortiz. To this day, nobody has ever seen it. You know what I mean? That's why when it comes to Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, and Wilder Joshua, we as boxing fans, we've been duped and fucked for so long. That's why I'm not trying to wait. The shit's hot right now. You gotta strike while the iron's hot. Period. You know what I mean? Why are we talking about make the Wilder Joshua fight in 2030 and all this futuristic Demolition Man shit? Because we already know sometimes that future never comes in boxing. Where's Kell Brook versus Amir Khan? Now you know what, I'm gonna be blunt with you guys. I was a huge advocate of Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. I thought that was like a mega matchup. You know what I mean? Not necessarily Mayweather Pacquiao, but it was at that year. If it would have happened the years that it should have happened, that was in the top 3 to me of fights that would be like the biggest of those years. You know what I'm saying? And it never happened. Now, if it happens, I don't even care. I would watch it because I'm a fan of boxing, but who cares? Like it's like it's not. I'm not really. Khan just got brutally knocked out by Canelo, and has lost to Danny Garcia in last 5-6 years. Kell Brook got all of his eyes knocked out by different people. You know what I mean? Why I don't. And now he's going to 54. Amir Khan said, I'm never fighting at 54 again. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It lost its luster. Kell Brook's at 54 now, he says. Yeah, but even Victor Ortiz, or like Ruslan Provodnikov and Brandon Rios, great fight. I don't care about it now. Like, you know what I mean? I will watch it, but Lucas Matisse already beat Ruslan. John Molina outboxed Ruslan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't mean the same. Brandon Rios got stopped by Tim Bradley. It don't mean the same. Victor Ortiz, Brandon Rios, I will watch it, but it's not going to be the same when, you know what I mean, you could turn to ES News or whoever, and you can see Brandon Rios talking shit to Victor Ortiz, and Victor Ortiz back in the day talking shit to him, you know what I mean, to Rios. That's when it was in its prime, when people were primed to see it. So that's why I don't want to wait. I don't want to see history keep repeating itself. Like, okay, Brandon Rios versus Victor Ortiz. Let's say instead of Danny Garcia, Brandon Rios was fighting Victor Ortiz in the Mandalay Bay in the same date. On a scale of 0 to 10, how hyped would you be to see Rios versus Ortiz? 10 being you're super hyped, 0 is like you don't give a fuck. So on a scale of 0 to 10, Victor Ortiz versus Brandon Rios, if it were to happen instead of the Danny Garcia fight, how hyped would you be? Damn, Oscar's talking about 10. Hell no. Yeah, I don't know what type of boxing y'all want. See, listen, once again, fake fans, boxing fans are full of shit. So Brandon Rios versus Victor Ortiz, even though Victor Ortiz got knocked out brutally, and I was there, by Berto with an uppercut. You know what I'm saying? And Victor Ortiz quit versus Luis Collazo, got his jaw broken, and we haven't really even seen much of Victor Ortiz. You guys would be so juiced about that. But now the Danny Garcia-Rios fight is terrible. You know what I'm saying? But you see most of the people putting 5s and under. But again, Ortiz-Rios, what would that mean? Like, what would that mean to the heavyweight division? Can the winner whoop Errol Spence? Shout out to Grease. Could the winner whoop Errol Spence? Or Terrence Crawford? Do you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. People just want to complain. Like, man, I would love to see that fight. Like, really, you're that juiced to see? Me, certain fights have expiration dates, and it's really dependent on if people have performances where they've regressed or they got knocked out or lost. You know what I mean? Like Amir Khan and Kell Brook, they both have had knockouts in recent memory, so it's like it's not going to be the same fight to me. You know what I mean? It's just simply not. It's not going to be the same fight that it once was. Because if Rios and Ortiz would have fought, let's say at the time he was fighting Mike Alvarado after the first Mike Alvarado fight, then that would have been perfect, because that would have been several Ortiz fights ago. You know what I mean? Ortiz wouldn't have been knocked out by Berto at that time with that uppercut, stuff like that. Crawford versus Thurman. Shit, let's see it. See, I'm trying to help these fighters, man. Keith Thurman's he's digging himself into a hole, or backing himself into a corner, I should say. And the reason being is welterweight's just too stacked. People aren't going for it. He says Terrence Crawford's irrelevant to the division. He has to prove more. Okay, fine. Errol Spence is mighty relevant to the division, and you're not talking about fighting him till 2019. So, like, you know what I mean? It's like one rationale doesn't apply for the next person. You know what I'm saying? Like, either way, when you say stuff like that, either way, you're kind of screwed. Like I said, you can say, oh, hey, Terrence Crawford, he's a undisputed and he's a great fighter, but he ain't done shit at 147. He has to become relevant. Okay, Errol Spence is relevant in the division, and you still don't want to fight him next either. So, like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? To me, those logics don't equate to me. And when fighters, I hate when fighters do this, because at the end of the day, the fans aren't stupid. We know what a good fight is, at least on paper. Now, I'm not saying everything that on paper turns out to be a good fight, because to be honest, Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko, and I swear I'm not saying this because Rigondeaux lost. I was gonna go to that fight in New York. I am so glad I didn't go to that fight, because just the card, it didn't really the main event, it really didn't live up to it. And like for me, like I'll keep it a buck, you know what I mean? Traveling from California to New York, it'll put you off, you know what I mean? Time zone differences. You got a week there. You got to get a hotel for a week in expensive ass New York. You got to eat out every day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad I didn't go, to be honest, because to me, it wasn't that type of fight where it's like, damn, I have to be there front and center. That's just me personally. But yeah, I don't know. These fights need to happen. See, someone said I don't even remember who's on the card. San Antonio for Mikey Lipinet's card. I want to see Ego in Texas. Shit, I might go to that. Y'all keep recommending that I go to that one. I got some friends and family in Texas too. But Texas is big, so I'd have to see how close it is to where they're at. But anyway, see, here's another thing too. To be honest, I've covered Golden Boy, Top Rank, K2 fights, PBC fights. One great thing about PBC fights, see, this is just from a media member who actually covers fights. I go to every fight I want. You know, there's not a big fight that I really wanted to go to that I missed. I covered Broner Garcia, Conor McGregor, Mayweather, Canelo Triple G. You know what I mean? I got to cover all the fights. Carl Frampton, Leo Santa Cruz, Broner Granados. You know what I mean? The one thing I would say with PBC, more so than like Top Rank and Golden Boy, is as a media member, when you go to PBC, since their stable is so vast, you could get more work. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to fights that have nothing to do with Adrian Broner, but then Adrian Broner's there, so I can get interviews and you know what I mean, audio sound bites and shit with Broner or whoever else. What'd you think of that particular weigh-in? Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Or it'll be a fight that has nothing to do with Errol Spence Jr. and then Errol Spence Jr. will be there. But when I go to like when I went to like Crawford and Dongo, I ain't see nobody that was a fighter that wasn't on that card there. You know what I'm saying? Like Shakur Stevenson was there. That was cool. My dude Brian Jennings, the Nail Vodstick was there. But I'm talking about people who weren't associated with that card with Top Rank. I didn't see Oscar Valdez there. I didn't see Gilberto Ramirez there. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. But every time I go to PBC, you're almost guaranteed to see it. You know what I mean? Tank Davis or Charlo or Errol Spence. People who don't have like, if I go to Errol Spence versus Lamont Peterson, I know Broner's going to be there because his fighter, Robert Easter, is going to be on the undercard. You know what I mean? The Charlos will probably be there. Danny Jacobs lives in New York. He'll probably be there. You guys get what I'm saying? Gerald Big Baby Miller will probably be there. So that's the thing I like about covering PBC events. I like Danny Jacobs too. He's a good fighter. Yeah, I'm anxious on this middleweight division. I want to see who does what next. A lot of interesting fights, especially with Billy Joe Saunders doing his thing in his last fight with David Lemieux. Shit, you hungry? I'm hungry. I'm about to go get something to eat too. Canelo versus Triple G. Who y'all picking in the rematch? Canelo, Triple G. Canelo by robbery. Listen, Billy Joe Saunders said the same thing, and I made a video about it. I don't see the Canelo by robbery. I get why people are spooked about it, but I don't see that. There's so much pressure. There's so much pressure from the Adelaide Bird scorecard. I really doubt that they would make such a paid off, egregious scorecard. You know what I'm saying? Like that, to me, that doesn't make sense that they would risk it. I just can't see that. Because there was so much attention on the first one. I just can't see him doing something that's had the world in shock again. Like, damn, again. It's like a bank robbery or some shit. And then they get away with it the first time. And then it's all over the news and they increase the security and stuff. And they rob the same people rob the same bank. Yeah, I mean, it's a possibility, but it's just... I don't see him doing that because it'll be too like Ward Kovalev won. There was so much controversy on if Kovalev got robbed or if Ward won. I can't see them in the rematch. Had it gone to the scorecards, they would really be analyzing each round because no one wants to be the judge that scored it wrong based on the pressure from the first fight. That's just how I see it. So I don't see this whole Canelo by robbery shit. Hey, I hate to tell y'all, Triple G didn't do as good as y'all think. And I know when I was at the fight in the T-Mobile Arena, and after I was like, oh, okay, Triple G won. And I told you, I still haven't went back and watched the fight. But thinking about it and building it in my head, he didn't do, and watching highlights and shit after the fact, he didn't do as good as people thought. Like, if you really think about it, Bernard Hopkins told me this too. I have the interview. He said, did Triple G live up to your expectations? And he really didn't, to me. Not saying he's not a good fighter, but based on what all the stuff Abel Sanchez was saying, he's like, oh yeah, but Danny Jacobs is just a much better fighter than Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Well, Canelo didn't get knocked down, you know what I mean, for one. And Triple G landed 8 body shots. That's stupid low. See, listen. The reason I'm saying Triple G didn't do as good as as forecasted is because look at the fucking fight. Like, things I thought Triple G was really good at didn't look that good. For example, I thought Triple G was this good pressure fighter who cuts off the ring, but he wasn't really cutting off the ring effectively. He was missing a lot, missed wild shots. So it made me like, damn, against someone who's that skilled, he struggles. You know what I'm saying? And like, oh, he's a great body puncher. He landed 8 body shots though. You know, listen, I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say this. If Triple G fought Floyd Mayweather at 154, I think Mayweather would beat him. And that's the way he said he would fight Mayweather at. For one, I've never seen Triple G at 54. So I have to assume he's gonna look shittier than Mayweather. You know what I mean? Mayweather, I've seen him fight at 54 a couple of times. You know what I mean? If Mayweather went over to 160, that's different because Triple G can get him just based on sheer size and his punching power. But if they fought at 54, I would pick Floyd because I mean he couldn't hit Canelo. Floyd's all the way more fluid, and he's fast. Canelo has fast hands, but Floyd has fast hands, fast timing, great reflexes. So he could be like boop and then slip out and roll out, and then Triple G would be chasing. Like I thought Triple G was the master at cutting off the ring. Yeah, I just said that. He said, yeah, possibly at 160 it'd be too big. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You would have to put Mayweather at a weight deficit. You have to put him at a weight deficit. But I mean, the same could be said. That's why did Triple G fight Andre Ward at 168? That's only 8 pounds. You know what I mean? We're asking Mayweather, who doesn't even rehydrate that much, to move up to 160 at age 40. Yeah, that's not really realistic. Do I see Chocolatito coming back? Yeah, they said he's coming back in April. I mean, coming back, I don't think he's going to achieve. I mean, I don't know. I can't really say what he can or can't do, but I mean, I don't see him being back on the #1 pound for pound list on HBO. I don't see that shit. But yeah, he can come back. And see, another thing, good news for him, Anui's he's fighting this weekend or some shit, and Anui's leaving the division. And Anui's a big threat to anybody. So he's leaving the 115-pound division. So, yeah, I mean, Chocolatito, I mean, guys like Quadras and Rung Vasai will still be there. And Estrada, and he already fought Carlos Quadras and Estrada and beat them, allegedly. So he would have to learn to beat Rung Vasai. Listen, Andre Ward versus Triple G, I see why you guys didn't want the fight. So a lot of you fans, that would not be a good look for Triple G. Listen, this people. Oh my gosh, I've been talking about this fight back when it was actually something where Ward was still at 68, and now you guys see it. Everyone's, oh, you're full of shit. Triple G would knock out Andre Ward because they feel their opinions and breakdowns based on hatred. Mine's not based on hatred. But if you can't knock out Daniel Jacobs and Canelo, a guy like Canelo who just moved up to the weight, and Jacobs, who's a great fighter, but he has been stopped before. You know what I mean? Ward's never been stopped before. He has a higher medal than you. So he has amateur background. He has a gold medal. Triple G got a silver. Then Triple G would be moving up 8 pounds. Ward, within 3 fights, took Kovalev's best shot, flush, landed on all fours, got back up, and made the fight harder. Well, I mean, what is Triple G going to do to Ward? It just is. Bottom line, Triple G called it right when he did that interview. Hey, no, Ward, he's too much for me right now. Exactly. He's too much for me right now. And this is what I'm talking about. Fake boxing fans. The boxing fans, see, this is what the shapeshifter fans do. They'll tell you up and down, my fighter will fuck your fighter up. The fighter you're picking or whatever. They'll be like, this guy has no chance with this guy. But then they don't want to see the fight. That doesn't make sense. Like me, I would love to have seen Ward Triple G at 168. You know what I mean? I think Ward would win, but even if he didn't, I would love to see it. You know what I mean? That's the fake fan shit. Oh yeah, Triple G will body Ward. Okay, push for the fight. No, I don't want to push for it. Why not? He'll destroy Ward. That's what you said. Inactive Ward, bitch Ward, all these, you know what I mean, son of groin, all this dumb shit. Then why don't you want to see it? You know how to decipher Triple G? What does that even mean? You act like Triple G's like an equation. Do I know how to decipher Triple G? I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure where you're from, but that doesn't make sense to me. He said, do you know how to decipher the parameters of Triple G? What in the fuck are you talking about? Shit, fuck a wide decision. Ward might stop Triple G. I would actually probably bet that he stops him late. You talking about Ward will win a wide decision. It'd be a wide ass whooping. That's what I think would happen. At 68, that's just my opinion though. And again, now it's too late. Ward's retired. Y'all ducked the fight and didn't push for it. This is the fake fan shit. Triple G got a great chin though. That don't matter when you getting. Oh my gosh. Antonio Margarito don't got a great chin, and he got stopped. Chavez Sr. don't have a great chin. Chavez Jr. don't got a great chin. I mean, Brandon Rios got a good chin, and he got stopped by Tim Bradley, who don't even have that much power. So it don't matter when you up in there getting dogged. Kovalev got a good chin. He's tough, yeah. So it's like, what do you guys, do y'all watch boxing? Tommy Hearns had a good chin, but he got knocked out. You know what I mean? And so it's like, part of the good chin shit, okay, do you have a good body, though? Can you take Ward, the body work that he was putting on Kovalev in the rematch, can you take that? Because Canelo was hurting. He hurt Triple G to the body. And some of y'all play dumb like y'all didn't see Canelo do that. I don't even know if Canelo's seen it. You know, but he hurt Triple G to the body. Man, Canelo might go in there and then it might look like a totally different fight. I'm trying to tell y'all, but y'all don't want to believe me. If Canelo starts sitting down on some shit and like, I was born ready, and start going to that body, Triple G might be in trouble. But y'all keep believing HBO and ESPN, and like, some of y'all don't watch boxing. Y'all listen to other people. Listen, Sergio Martinez versus Triple G at the time where it didn't look like Sergio wanted to fight him, I was like, nah, Triple G's too strong. But after what I've seen, like in the last 2 fights when Triple G stepped up in competition, Sergio got a shot. You know what I mean? He's been stopped before by Antonio Margarito, but the way he fights, southpaw, slick, hands down at his side, he got a shot for sure. And he has power. I would say his power is at least equivalent to Canelo. You know what I mean? At 160, he got stoppages. Stopped Darren Barker, Matthew Macklin, before Triple G stopped Macklin. The way he moves could give Triple G some problems for sure. Yeah, man. Alfred says, I hope Triple G goes all in from round 1 this time. Do not let Canelo breathe or move. Yeah, but that's not going to be that easy. Because, listen, there's a reason why. Okay, some of y'all are crazy. Triple G sparred Canelo in the past, so he already had a heads up. The difference is Canelo is nothing like what he was when they sparred. That's one of the big problems. So Triple G is probably similar to what he was at Big Bear when he sparred, but Canelo isn't, because Canelo was like 19, 20 years old or whatever the fuck he was, fighting Ryan Rhodes. He's come a long way since that time. So, I mean, there's a reason why Triple G was apprehensive versus Canelo. There's a reason why he only landed jabs on Jacobs and he was reduced to landing jabs on Canelo. So, I mean, some of you guys have false expectations. Oh, Triple G, I just hope he goes all in from round 1. Why didn't he go all in from round 1? Because he respects his skill. Real recognized real, game recognized game. It's like when you at the club and you see one of your boys or whatever, and he leaving the club with a chick and he pulled him one, and like the chick looks cool. You just do that head nod like, yeah, I see you. Like, you know what I mean? Handle that. Real recognizes real. And Triple G knew he was in there with the skilled guy, so he was. And I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna say it straight up. Triple G don't like to get hit, despite him having a good chin and stuff. What you mean? Let's move on. You move on. Leave the stream. Like, see, I hate when y'all come in here talking about let's move on. You move on. Leave the stream. Like, we all just vibing, talking about boxing. You talking about let's move on. Anyway, Triple G don't like getting hit. He has a good chin. Don't get that twisted. But he don't like being hit. And I'm not saying fighters just love being blasted, so don't try to spin my words into some stupid shit. But his reaction is not, I don't know. I don't particularly like it. He like pauses, freezes, looks kind of like embarrassed, like, oh shit, you got me with something good. Like, I don't know. It's just something I've noticed with Triple G. You know what I mean? Not saying he can't take the punch, because he's obviously taken punches for 37 fights or whatever. But the way he reacts is like weird. Like, it's just different. It's hard. Like, okay, Floyd Mayweather has a chin, and he's been hit with some big shots. And I'm not talking about like maybe Shane Mosley, because that was like a clutch, do or die shot. But he got hit with big shots by other people before, and he would just be like smiling, and he looks calm and composed. Triple G looks like razzled, you know what I mean? Like he looks like he wants to retaliate, like angry, and it's just different shit. You know what I mean? That's what I've seen from Triple G. So I don't want to listen. If Canelo starts making these adjustments in this rematch, I don't want to hear shit about Triple G was too old or this and that. And if Triple G makes the adjustments and beat Canelo, I don't want to hear shit about that either. If he beats him, fair. They both sparred together. They both went 12 with each other. So props to whoever makes the adjustments. And I'll give whoever credit. As long as it's fair and square, no Adelaide Bird or no type of premature stoppage, I'll give whoever credit. But I'm not trying to hear these excuses for the rest of my life. Oh, he was 36 though. Oh well, he should have been born later. Should have told his folks, don't have me so soon. Tired of these excuses. So props to whoever wins. Hopefully they get the fight done. I just think Canelo, he has more dynamic to his fight game. Like I honestly see more that Canelo can adjust than Triple G. Like people get, oh, I hope Triple G comes out aggressive from round. I mean, good luck. Good luck. Canelo's defense is already sweet. So I would, if I was Canelo, I would be checking for that. And see, this is the thing. When you have ineffective aggression, that's gonna take energy and shit. Like if you throwing haymakers and he's just, you know what I mean, defensively smart, and you're not catching him with that, that's gonna burn energy. So I think Canelo, he's sharper. And I'm not making any excuses, but there are rumors that Canelo switched to the winning gloves because he had hand issues. He did pull out. He was supposed to fight in December 2016, and then he had a hand injury, so he didn't fight. Because I don't know why he was even wearing them winning gloves in the rematch, because I think he usually wears like Cleto Reyes gloves or some shit. So if that's the case too, oh my gosh. If he gets in the Mexican puncher's gloves or something that he's more used to, and he'll be able, and he sits down on his punches more, good luck. I just think he has more dynamics to his game. I fuck with Canelo. Canelo don't give a fuck. That man does not give a fuck in there. He clearly does not. Now I think this shit was funny. He's like, hey, no guys. You know, I mean, this shit was funny. But I think Canelo should stay off the ropes a little bit more and don't showboat as much. And just get back to business. You know what I mean? Just handle business. See, Canelo be in these Everlast puncher's gloves. But for this fight, he wore winning gloves. Golovkin always wears Grants. See, I don't know why he switched to winning. And winnings, they make a lot of like orthopedic type gloves. So a lot of people speculate that's why he was wearing those gloves. So we'll see in the rematch. But I really have not heard anyone explain why he was wearing winning gloves. And like I said, they make like an orthopedic type of glove. So if he did have some kind of hand trouble in camp, and that's no longer a case, and he can sit down on his punches more, and that's also something that's going to be good. Yeah, Grant makes good ortho gloves. Floyd uses those Grants, the way they cushion his. Yeah, I'm picking Canelo, man. I picked Canelo in the first fight. It's close. Before the new fight, I gotta rewatch it. When Canelo was on the ropes, Triple G should have gone to the body. Yes, he should have. But he didn't because he was worried about something. He was worried about them counters. It's very apparent. because he didn't have, when he had Matthew Macklin on the fucking ropes, there was no issue. I mean, you can listen. I challenge you. You know how they say a picture says 1,000 words? Type in Gennady Golovkin versus Rubio or Matthew Macklin and just look at the pictures, the types of pictures that you'll see, right? And you won't see pictures of Canelo on the ropes, several pictures where Canelo's looking like this. You're not going to see it. Look at this man's, look at this. When he had Macklin on the ropes, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to see this. When did you ever see Canelo looking like this on the ropes? When did you ever see that? You know what I'm saying? I'm just picking random pictures, and there's several of Golovkin looking like he's dogging Marco Antonio Rubio on the ropes. Look. Getting blasted the fuck up. Macklin getting blasted the fuck up. Rubio getting annihilated on the ropes. And then type in fucking Canelo and Golovkin. I promise you the pictures are not gonna look like that. When Canelo, you're not gonna find a million pictures like this. Like I said, picture says 1,000 words. You're not gonna find it. Look, Marco Rubio is just like, hit me, motherfucker. Put me out of my misery. Look, put me out of my fucking misery. Now again, type in Golovkin Canelo. I promise you, I haven't done no experiments. Look at Canelo on the ropes looking sweet though. Look at that eye coordination. Like, I see you, motherfucker. Yeah, you motherfucker from Kazakhstan. I see you. Oh, you trying to good boy me. I see you. Look at Canelo. See, look. Under the chin. Oh, that's Canelo like, I see you. Look, them pictures starting to look real different. Look, Golovkin getting punched all in the chin. Hey, no, God. I'm like, look at his face from the punch, man. Like I'm saying, look, where are the pictures of Canelo on the ropes getting dogged? Look at that uppie. Oh my gosh. Look, I don't see no, this is just a random Google search. I don't see no pictures of Canelo getting rocked up. Look at this. He got hit so hard, he made his lips chap. Look, do you see Canelo on the ropes just getting like annihilated? Like Rubio and them? Anyway, y'all can break down fights however you want. Look. I just don't see the pictures, like, of Canelo. You mean to tell me no photographer had no pictures of Canelo just getting hit with vicious body shots and all that Rubio shit? Look at off the ropes, attacking Golovkin. So, I mean, whatever. Y'all can say whatever you want. So once again, like me personally, I'm rocking with Canelo. I just see him having more skill. Now, Triple G, he hits hard, but like, when I think of rematch a lot of time, I think of what more can that person do. Canelo can do a lot more because he has more skill. He can sit down on his punches. He can not move as much. He can work on his stamina, right? Triple G, his MO since he came in the game, Proska and Gregor. Who the fuck is that? Gregor's Proska and Gay Rosado. The MO is always the same. It's always the same MO. And I mean, it got him this far. Got him Olympic silver medals. Okay, Jaskari Sandhu We're gonna put you in sand. He says, okay, Ego, we know you hate Triple G. We get it. Okay, why do I hit? This is what I'm saying. Like, Ego Army, hit that like button and stand up. Listen, y'all moderators got to listen to the call outs. I'm trying to, you guys keep blocking people, and I'm trying to make them into examples. They keep talking crazy, and then I'm trying to hot seat them, and then you guys block them, and I can't even get to them. So you guys have to listen, at least for the hot seats. But listen, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody believes you. I hate Triple G, but I've covered his fights. I covered his Wade fight, covered Canelo Triple G. I don't have a problem with that, man. But a lot of y'all are fucking crybabies. And if I don't say what you want me to say, and I give my honest thoughts on the fight, like, see, y'all motherfuckers don't care if Abel Sanchez says whatever, or if Freddie Roach says, oh yeah, you know, I bet Cotto, I bet my house on Cotto. Cotto's gonna knock out Canelo. You know what I'm saying? He can say whatever the fuck he wants. But then when I say my honest opinion with no bias, you know what I mean? Like, I'm saying it because it's how I really feel. Then, oh, we get it. You hate Triple G. So Freddie Roach hate Canelo because he was the one like, yeah, you know, I told him, son, I said, Miguel Cotto is gonna knock out Canelo and he's gonna get destroyed. Like, he can say whatever he wants. Abel Sanchez can say whatever he wants. But the moment I open my mouth, I'm racist and I hate this fighter. We get, like, get the fuck out of here. Some of y'all are corny. Joseph Moore, he says Triple G owns that division. Based on what? I mean, he has the most belts, but how's he own the division? You got to get past Canelo in a rematch. You know what I'm saying? Then fight your mandatory. If you do that, Charlo, another fight that they're, see, y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. This is what I'm talking about. You can always tell the difference between new media and old media, because new media, do you notice new media be pushing for mega fights? I'm telling you that a 50-50 fight like Joshua Wilder should happen. I'm not making excuses. I'm not saying 50-50 split or UK versus US. I don't care where the fuck it happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you the fight should happen. Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, I'm telling you the fight should happen. Ward Kovalev, 1, 2, 3, however many times they decided to fight, I'm telling you it should happen. But always listen to old media. They never want to see the, I'm like, hey, Lomachenko fight Mikey Garcia. No, you just want him to move up. You're bullying Loma. Like, Triple G, if he gets past Canelo, he should fight his mandatory Charlo. That's a good fight. Oh, Charlo, he's only known in Texas. He's not making no money. With the Lions only not making enough money for Triple G. They not lying. Triple G turn them into kiddies. Like, you guys talk like little infants or something. They not Lions only. They kiddies only. Triple G should fight mandatory. He need not fight them. Like, you guys are the ones cock blocking the fights. Y'all don't want to see the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on my Terrence Crawford shit. Just how he's moving up to a stacked division where there's danger. Like, the fights, like, oh, some people think Keith Thurman could beat him. Errol Spence could beat him. Jeff Horn might be able to beat. You know what I mean? People feel this way, and he's running towards that. Like, I'm undisputed here. Let's go. That's what new media is doing. You know what I mean? And old media, they tell you, hey, Lomachenko, we haven't seen someone like Lomachenko since Muhammad Ali. He's better than Floyd. Okay, he's better than Floyd and Pacquiao. Fight someone who hasn't accomplished as much as Floyd or Pacquiao. And Mikey Garcia, no. Why should Lomachenko move up? Let him fight Gervonta Tank Davis off a bad performance with no belt. This is what they tell you. Then the dude just said Triple G rules the middleweight division. Maybe. But let's see him. Let's see him get past Canelo. If he does that, give Jacobs a rematch, fight Billy Joe Saunders, or fight Charlo. Those are the fights you need to fight to rule the division. And then to top it off, new media versus old media. Terrence Crawford had every fucking belt at 140. And people say, hey, that Crawford fella, I mean, he's pretty good, but I gotta see more. I gotta see more of this Crawford fella to really be sold. He had every fucking belt. Triple G don't have every belt at Undisputed, and you already saying he rules the division. Billy Joe Saunders looked splendid his last fight. Maybe Billy Joe Saunders could possibly beat Triple G. Triple G's last two performances haven't been what you call his greatest, I don't think. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's quick. You're quick to appoint Triple G as ruling the division, and he still has to convincingly beat Canelo and or become undisputed in the division. You know what I mean? Fight a mandatory like Charlo, clear up the air with Danny Jacobs, but he already gets, he's already ruling the division. Let you tell it. But Terrence Crawford, he gotta show you some more. This shit is funny. Owning 3 of the 4 belts means you rule the division. It's a fair statement, but he didn't win his last 2 fights convincingly, so there are chinks in his armor. It's not a fucking fair statement, especially when one of his belts came from Canelo just saying, here, give me the belt. Because if listen, see, now this, man, the hot seat is gonna get a lot hotter. So now since y'all want to play games, do you guys realize Canelo versus Triple G, if they fought in 2016 and it played out how it played out when they actually fought, right? Canelo as a WBC champion, scoring a draw, he would keep his belt. So Golovkin got gifted a belt because Canelo says, I'm not going to be forced into fighting him right now, or whatever the fuck he was talking about. But if the fight played out like it did, you know what I mean? Then a draw means Canelo would have scored his belt. So that would be one less belt that Golovkin had. Golovkin has that belt because Canelo just gave it to him without the fight, right? So that's one thing. 2, David Lemieux, we've seen how one-dimensional he can be, right? And Golovkin got a belt fighting a guy who fought for a vacant IBF belt, and his first title defense was against the guy who's the best at middleweight, and it didn't work out in Lemieux's favor. So, like, you know what I mean? He has 3 or 4 belts, but that's the backstory. That's the backstory on the belt. One he got from a guy who was really an unproven champion. Because let's say David Lemieux, after he beat Hassan Endam for the vacant belt, let's say he fought Billy Joe Saunders. Shit, the way Billy Joe Saunders was looking, if he put on that performance, then David Lemieux would have lost to him too. So, you know what I mean? Billy Joe Saunders would have 2 belts. So, you know what I mean? If David Lemieux fought Jermall Charlo, if he had moved up to the division at that time, then there's a chance that Charlo can beat him. So I can't say he ruled the division, because I think Daniel Jacobs, Jermall Charlo, and Billy Joe Saunders, who actually just did beat Lemieux, they all have a chance to have beaten David Lemieux at any point of his career if they had fought him. Like if those fights were made. But it just so happens Triple G got his hands on him first. Boom. I mean, who picks David Lemieux over Jermall Charlo? Who picks David Lemieux over Danny Jacobs? Who picks him over Billy Joe Saunders when we just seen Billy Joe Saunders beat him? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it just so happened that Triple G was the first at it. He had momentum, and then he's the one that got the Lemieux fight. But I strongly believe Lemieux, after the Hassan Endam fight, he probably would have lost to all those people anyway. Canelo vacated the belt because he was scared of Triple G. I mean, whatever. You can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, Triple G didn't have to have a fight to have it. So, and Canelo didn't fight Triple G scared when he actually did fight him. So, all that scary shit only goes so far. You know, scary right here. You know what I mean? You don't look scared right here. And actually, since you talk about the scary thing, because the vacating of the belt, that was 2016. Let's talk about more recent, September. If you really think about it, who fought scary? Canelo fought the way he always fights. Triple G didn't fight the way he always fights. Straight up. You know what I mean? Triple G was way more apprehensive until later in the fight. He was putting on pressure, but he was trying to be systematic. And he's the guy who's been a middleweight. So if you really think about it, since y'all keep talking about this scary shit, who actually fought scary? Who actually derived from how they normally fight to fight somewhat different? Straight up, you know what I mean? Everyone keeps saying it's scary. I mean, I was the first to criticize Canelo. when he vacated his belt. But that's 2016. It's just like Danny Garcia. I'm a real. See, my channel's too real. We too real for the radio. That's word to Mac Dre. You know what I mean? It's just like Danny Garcia fight Rod Salka. Like, he did fight. It was bullshit. I called out the bullshit when it was happening, but that was so long ago. Let's talk about current events. Bottom line is Canelo didn't really fight Triple G scared. He was actually baiting him. Like, come on, when he was on the ropes. If anything, Triple G was the one that fought, not so much like himself. Listen, all these people that old media keep saying is number 1, 2, and 3 and the best ever and all this. My thing is this: when do they have to take the risk that other people have to take to fight them? Point blank, period. You guys want me to repeat it? Once again, Lomachenko is the best ever and best since Muhammad Ali. Triple G, he's number 1, 2, pound for pound, whatever, right? When do they have to start taking some of the same risk that others have to take to fight them? Do you guys get it? So, for example, Lomachenko's the best since Muhammad Ali. He'll beat Floyd Mayweather's ass. Clearly, we can't prove those things. So fight Mikey Garcia. Fight Terrence Crawford. Those would be huge risks that nobody can deny from you if you were to beat Crawford or beat Mikey Garcia, right? But he could fight Miguel Mariaga and Jason Sosa, make Rigondeaux come up 2 weight classes. Don't get it twisted. Rigondeaux did taunt him and call for the fight. He thought he could get it done. Same thing with Triple G. He was down to fight Carl Froch and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at 168, but you didn't want no smoke with a gold medalist. If you beat Andre Ward at 168, Triple G, there's nothing anyone could say. If you beat Chavez Jr. at 168, people would be like, oh, that was a big money fight, and it was just Chavez Jr. He's not his father. If he beat Carl Froch, that would have been a solid win, but Ward beat Carl Froch already. So in essence, you beating Ward would do more than beating Carl Froch because Carl Froch couldn't fuck with Andre Ward. But once again, old media keeps pushing all the fighters that they want. And when do they have to start taking the challenge? Look at Terrence Crawford. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what they're saying, right? Terrence Crawford, undisputed, and he said, fuck that. Now I'm going up to a stacked division. My first fight, I won a title fight. It looks like Jeff Horn and his team are making excuses for the fight not to happen. You know, I never heard Terrence Crawford say, I don't want to fight Jeff Horn. But I have heard Jeff Horn say, hey, we're still considering Anthony Mundine. Who gives a fuck about that fight? Really? Who gives a fuck? Unless you're from Australia or a kangaroo, who really cares about Jeff Horn versus Anthony Mundine? Like, really? You know what I'm saying? So that's my question. All the people they praise, they're good fighters, but when do they have to start taking the challenges to prove their worth that other people have been taking throughout boxing history? Like I said, Terrence Crawford, undisputed. He unified. Lomachenko got 1 belt. Loma has 1 belt. Crawford had all the belts. And now he's on top of having all the belts. And you can say, let's say you say, oh, 140 is not that stacked. Fine. But he's going up to a stacked division. So it doesn't matter what you say. He still collected all the belts from all the applicable champions, right? And then some veteran, you know what I mean, John Molina's, Hank Lundy's, Derry Johns, you know what I mean, people was somewhat of name, Thomas Delorme, Felix Diaz, an Olympic gold medalist. And then on top of that, now he's going to a stacked division. Lomachenko is in a division that's not really cracking. He clearly looks like he's the best. He has 1 fucking belt, and 135 has probably more suitable challenges. Lomachenko hasn't even cleared out 130, and the challenges are probably more at 135. He's pushing for a fight with the guy that has no belt. Let's go, man. Let's get it, man. I might have to we have to do this in ski mask way. I might have to put my hoodie on, man. I'm gonna start doing ski masks when I do these. I swear, I'm gonna start putting ski masks on because I know the media's killing you folk. Killing you folk. And all that stuff I just said and ranted, I dare someone to try to debate me on this in the hot seat. Let's go. Where are they at? Where are they at? Come catch a body. Come catch a body, man. I can't think of one opponent that Loma faced in the division that would beat Victor Postol or Felix Diaz. Man, where's the bodies at? See, that's what I'm saying. When the videos can't speak back so many people disagreed or people hit the dislike on the live streams, but the amount of dislikes you guys see, you should see that amount of arguments, and you don't. So what does that tell you? It tells you I'm catching bodies, man. Where y'all at, man? I'm trying to catch this last body who blows like a 12 gauge shotty. And once again, they don't want to smoke. They don't want to smoke. See, that's the nature of a troll. When it suits their needs, when they can get away undetected or just leave some bullshit, do a drive-by dislike or drive-by comment, then they're good. But when someone's trying to really, let's do some Encyclopedia Britannica shit, really test your boxing knowledge, Johnny on the spot in front of everybody, now they don't want to show up. Now no one wants to. I got a free hot seat right now. And tell me what Lomachenko, he's ahead of Terrence Crawford per ESPN. He's ahead of him, and you agree with that, right? So tell me what his schedule has been is more valiant than Terrence Crawford's. Again, you could say 140 is not the most stacked division, but it does have some good players, and those good names Crawford beat, and he was undisputed. Lomachenko has one belt, and his division is not the most stacked either. You know what I mean? And it's not like he's collecting all the belts and saying, you know what, I'm off to 135 now. I've already dominated everybody. See, I guess it's no smoke season, man. Man, shout out to Brazil, man. No smoke season. Where are they at? And then that's another thing. If let's say Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postal, this is hypothetical, of course, but if he had a controversial fight and or a loss, then they would be all over Crawford to set the record straight. But he's showing so much separation, it wasn't even close. Meanwhile, Lomachenko fought against Salido, lost. I don't care what you want to use for an excuse. He wasn't ready. And Salido fought dirty. Well, he shouldn't have fought him that soon. And he would have been ready for all the tricks. You still haven't rematched Salido to this day. Do you understand black fighters can't do that? Black fighters have a close fight. They have to immediately rematch that person. They have to rematch him. Floyd versus Castillo. Listen. Can we get to 250 likes? I'm trying to catch a body. I'm trying to bait somebody right now. They don't want no smoke because they know they don't have the mental dexterity to compete with this boxing shit. They can say all the fly shit in the comments and dislike and all that, but they can't compete when it comes to real knowledge, fact-based, where we could like pull it up and actually look at it and take a gander. That's the problem. I'm looking for the smoke. I told you I'm Ego Ali. I'm ready to back up every word I'm saying. They can't fuck with Ego Ali, man. I'm the greatest. I don't care. I'm ready to back up every word I'm saying. Look. I'm on Floyd Mayweather shit. Jose Luis Castillo at 135. He fought him 420. Shout out to the smokers. 2002, 420, right? Controversial. Later that year, who is this? Jose Luis Castillo. Same weight, the same year, right? Fact. Another fight. Floyd don't have too many rematches. Marcos Maidana. He got a majority decision. May of 2014. Maidana was worthy of a rematch because he gave him a hell of a fight. They made some money. Rematch did better. And he fought him again in September. The Mexican dates. So the quote-unquote Mexican dates. Floyd Mayweather.
right? So this man, he showed you that, you know, it ain't sweet. I could beat this dude, right? And I could beat him without any discrepancy. I'm telling you, this is what black fighters have to do. You bring on the race card. Shut the fuck up. It's my show. Get the fuck off the video if you don't like it. Andre Ward. See? That's why he's smiling. Sergey Kovalev. Fought him in November 19th, 2016. I was there, so at the end of the year, Thanksgiving time. He won a close unanimous decision. The fight was announced like 4 months later, and he fought him his very next fight in June of 2017. Right? That's why he's smiling. He's like, oh, y'all thought I wouldn't beat Kovalev in the rematch? Okay. Right? That's why he's smiling. I'm ready for the smoke, man. Right? Hold on, let me show before we get to the boy Loma. Actually, let me type in Loma. I'm ready for the smoke, man. All right, Lomachenko. Look, that's why he's not smiling right there. Y'all see that one loss that no one wants to mention. Second pro fight, 2014. Orlando Salido. Loss, right? You will never see Salido on his current resume since then. That's why he's not smiling right there, right? So how is it that he's the Matrix and all this shit, but he doesn't have to ever rematch his person, yet he can go on to still be considered the greatest? Hey, get this Wimberly dude. I don't know what he's saying, but y'all keep screaming on him, right? So just block him. I don't have time for it. This is what the black fighters have to do. The man Sugar Ray. Now, see, I'm giving y'all a history lesson. 1980, in June of 1980, he fought Roberto Duran. And he lost. June 1980. And guess who his next fight was? Roberto fucking Duran. In November of 1980. And guess what? He won. Via TKO. The historic No Mas fight. So Duran lost, just like Lomachenko lost, and he immediately, in the same year, fought the same guy that was whooping his ass. Shout out to Hands of Stone. Lomachenko fought his man and lost, and he's never fought a similar style, let alone Orlando Salido. And that was in March of 2014. And we have yet to see him fight that. You can call out Tank Davis all you want. That doesn't change those facts. And then I don't want to hear, oh, Salido, he priced himself out. Oh, well, pay him what he wants. Figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure Salido probably came from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Came from Mexico, impoverished person. I don't think he's going to want something $14 million. I don't think he's doing nothing like that. Oh, see, yeah. Y'all want me to catch these bodies. Someone brought up another good point. That's what I'm saying. See, people say, oh, stop bringing up race. It's not about race, you fucking monkey. All this dumb shit, right? I'm telling you what black fighters have to do. Look, hey, no, guys. He fights Daniel Jacobs, March, and then now he's fighting Canelo, and he's probably fighting Canelo. So Triple G don't have to rematch his man. But all those, I just named classic, historic black fighters from different eras. And they had to rematch.
This is why new media is on top, man. Because we could back up. I'm ready to back up every word I'm saying. I told you I'm Ego Ali. Look. Abel Sanchez, knowing at 160 lasts the distance with Triple G. But Canelo lasted distance at 160, and he was new up there. And so did Daniel Jacobs, a guy who's been stopped. Okay. Look, Abel Sanchez, Jacobs gave us the toughest fight of Golovkin's career. His own trainer said that. See, I say it, I'm racist. I say Jacobs won, and I'm racist. But Abel Sanchez said he gave us the toughest fight of his career, and we don't get to see a rematch anytime soon. Oh, okay. That's how this shit works. Oh, okay. I get it now. Look, Abel Sanchez, no one asked Hagler to move up. Right? Yeah, but Hagler probably didn't have a trainer who was saying, my fighter will beat anyone's ass from 154 to 168. And his fighter didn't want to fight Carl Froch, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He didn't want to fight him at 168. Look. Golovkin's coach. Jacobs' rematch is 3 or 4 fights down the line. So once again, there's what happened to the immediate rematch? I just showed you historic black fighters, and when they had a tough fight, they immediately rematched their person in all those instances. From Floyd to Sugar Ray, even though Sugar Ray lost. But Golovkin, his own trainer says, this guy gave us the toughest fight of Golovkin's career to that point. And he said the Jacobs rematch is 3 or 4 fights down the line. Why? You know what I'm saying? The story's unraveling. Other thing Triple G's team said is they said they want to be undisputed. They want to be undisputed, but you're choosing the money fight in Canelo back-to-back than being undisputed versus Billy Joe Saunders. You would make good money with Billy Joe Saunders. Maybe not Canelo money, so which one is it? Okay. I'm telling you, man, y'all got to get with the wave. We the new wave, new media, man, Ego Army. Listen. I'm about to get out of here. I'm gonna give one last opportunity for old media to rep your cause and stand up. Dog Ronnie, this is gonna be easy. Boxing Ego, you are a racist motherfucker, and you can't even spell racist. So why am I a racist motherfucker, and why can't you spell? Hooked on Phonics worked for me. What did I say that was racist? What race? Okay. Speaking of racism, what race did I offend? Come on, Ronnie. Hardcore rapper, but he's Ronnie. I just want you. I'm gonna keep doing this so Ego Army can spot the fake and the bullshit. And you guys are getting good. I know you guys are getting good because you guys are real boxing fans. Most of you. It's just like spotting a counterfeit $1 bill or a $20 bill. You know what I mean? You guys know what to check for now. So where's Ronnie at? I'm racist. So what against what race? Let's start with the basics. What race do I hate? Or that I'm racist against, or whatever you're trying to say. Somebody put Ronnie on the timer. 20 seconds. Because we're not waiting all day. We got shit to do. We got moves to make. We got money to make. What race am I racist against? That's a good starting point. Keep counting Ronnie down. 10, 8, 5, 1. Where you at, Ronnie? See, that's what I'm saying. As long as y'all can see it. Oh, you're racist. Like, okay, if I went up to a skinhead and I'm like, you're racist, and they're like, hey, what did I do? And they're like, look, you have a swastika tattoo, and you're waving a Confederate flag, and you beat up innocent minorities. You know what I'm saying? I would be able to describe it. I'm not gonna just say you're racist. Blah. Let me get him out of here. Dog Ronnie. Well, we had to bury your dog ass like a dog buries a bone. Anyway, anyone else? I'm giving you guys one last opportunity. One last opportunity. Old media, step up, please. Please step up and tell me what I said that was wrong about black fighters, since y'all don't want to talk about the race. and then predominantly a lot of times having to fight immediate rematches and losses. Not just losses, but controversial fights, especially controversial fights. Anyone want to step up, or y'all just cowards today? Good live stream once again. Thank you, man. Shout out. We made some super chat money that's going to go towards equipment. We got stuff coming, man. See, look. My moderator said 43 dislikes. There has to be someone. Like I said, it's just like spotting a counterfeit. There's 43 dislikes, 241 dislikes. So where's the 43 arguments that disliked it, that are going against what I said? Where are they? It's like VH1. Where are they now? See, this is what we got to do. We got a different system over here with new media and the mob. We really are the mob, you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. You guys see it. 43 dislikes, yet nobody's disagreeing. And they're disagreeing in silence if they are, because they don't have enough courage to argue their stupid talking points against real boxing fans. And this is what the trolls, they never account. They got to regroup, have a meeting, have a congregation. This is what old media didn't account for. They didn't expect Ego Shakur to come through, Ego Veli, speak his mind, and put them on Front Street. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And all you gotta do is prove me wrong. All you gotta do is prove me wrong. 43 dislikes, but I don't have 43 I don't have 43 bodies. What does that tell you? I should have 43 bodies. You know what I'm saying? Or I should be getting bodied 43 times. It's very simple. But I haven't been bodied one time today. Well, anyway, I mean, people can hate. As long as the paycheck's coming in, numbers aren't slowing down, Ego Army getting stronger, and we're getting good boxing. I mean, that is cool. Like Floyd said, it comes with the territory. Listen, I'm going to give y'all one last opportunity. Anybody disagree with the Lomachenko and Terrence Crawford? Why hasn't Lomachenko rematched Salido? It's cool. If you disagree, just step in the hot seat. Who said Triple G's #1? But see, this is proof of what I'm saying. Triple G's #1, and his last two fights were his best two opponents, and he didn't even look the same in those fights. Floyd Mayweather has taken fights. Floyd's the coward, the bitch, and all this stuff. Floyd Mayweather has taken fights where he didn't have to look that good in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, in terms of, like, Canelo could have been a tougher fight, but he's Floyd, so he made it look easy. You know what I mean? Fights like Cotto, I thought he convincingly won the fight. You know what I mean? But Cotto, for other people, was a tough fight. Right? Diego Corrales, that could have been a tougher fight, but Floyd made it look easy. Triple G steps up in class, and his last two fights were not like his previous 23 fights. We'll put it that way. Salido retired, but he unretired. But see, that's the thing. He fought him in 2014, and it's about to be 2018. So in 4 years, we can't get a rematch? Like, really? We can't get a rematch in 4 years? It takes 4 years of negotiating, and you can't get the money right And that's the style we know can beat him. So to me, my thing is this: if you're gonna say Lomachenko is beats Floyd and beats Muhammad Ali or whatever, he's the best as Muhammad Ali, why can't we at least see him fight the style that beat him? Just to prove it. Like, okay, a lot of y'all motherfuckers say Maidana beat Floyd, but then he gave Maidana a second chance months later, the same year, to show you that he was the better fighter, and Maidana came up short. A lot of you motherfuckers say Castillo beat Floyd. Floyd said, hey, it wasn't my best performance, rotator cuff. He got that handled, and then months later, the same year, he beat Castillo. So he gave them the opportunity. Salido has never been given the opportunity to rematch Lomachenko to see who could make the better adjustments. Same thing with Ward Kovalev. Ward's like, okay, you motherfuckers saying I lost to Kovalev. Months later, he's rematching Kovalev, and he stops him. Salido and Lomachenko haven't fought. Now, Salido's getting stopped by Mickey Roman, a guy with losses, so it's maybe even past it. You know what I mean? That Salido kept fighting war after war after war, and in those 4 years, while he was fighting Ward, Lomachenko was improving, but he still wasn't rematching Salido. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because Lomachenko's team, this is my opinion, Lomachenko's team came in the gates arrogant. They're like, man, our fighter's very skilled, very good, and he has all of the... See, y'all keep cutting me off now. Now I got to catch a body. Supersonic Fredo. Salido is a bum. Then why did he beat Lomachenko? You have one response. Why did he beat Lomachenko if he's a bum? 15. Supersonic Fredo. No, you talking about Lomachenko versus Mikey. You said Salido's a bum, so you have 10 seconds to explain why he's a bum. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another one bites the dust. Block L. Everybody pour out a little liquor. That was easy. Now back to what I was saying. Bottom line is, in my opinion, Lomachenko's team came in the games arrogant. They knew their fighter was a good fighter with a lot of experience. So what they did is they rushed it. Like, hey, we'll be the first person in boxing history to get a title in the second fight. And then they came up short, seeing Salido had dirty veteran tricks or whatever you want to call it, and he gave a rough fight, especially early, to Lomachenko. And Lomachenko should have been getting seasoning, fighting bums or whatever you guys say, right? And then he probably would have beat Salido. But they rushed it. And then now, since he rushed it and came up short, they did not want to put him in there with that same style that has beaten him straight away, because 2 back-to-back losses in 7 fights or whatever, let's say he fought him, you know what I mean, the next year or something, or an immediate rematch, that would look horrible. If you just turned pro and your record's 1-2, if Salido beat him again, you know what I'm saying, it would look terrible. A guy who came out from the Olympics, 2 gold medals, and he's 1-2 in his first 3 fights. That's not going to be a good look. So what they did is they stalled it out and didn't put him in there. They put him in there with other people, but that other people hadn't proven to beat him. They put him in there, Gary Russell and Jason Sosa, Nicholas Walters. But that wasn't the style exactly that actually beat him, or the person, right? But again, a lot of times black fighters are risking it all. You know what I'm saying? In terms of they're forced to, they have to. Floyd has a tough fight with Castillo. He has to show what happened and redo it and run it back. He has to show that he's better than Maidana. You know what I mean? That would be, what if Maidana gave Floyd that first tough fight, and then the second fight he gave him a tougher fight, and it was worse, then that would be horrible, because people would be like, damn, Maidana beat your ass 2 times. You know what I'm saying? The detractors. But Floyd didn't give him that. He's like, okay, they get their second opportunity. So that's a risk. Lomachenko didn't take that risk with Salido. He used that time, them 4 years, and they picked who they wanted to pick. And he got better. Salido kept fighting wars, and that's it. He says now he does, but that style is tough for Loma. Listen, honestly, okay. It's like, it's a crazy analogy, but I was gonna say, never mind, that one's too far. Okay, let's say I'm incarcerated, right? Just hear me out, because you know I'm the king of analogies. Let's say I'm incarcerated, and I get out of jail for slanging drugs, right? And just doing all kinds of crimes and robberies or whatever, right? And I get out, I get released from prison, and if you don't put me in the same environments that I was once susceptible to, you don't know if I'll be tempted to fall back into that lifestyle. Like if I just moved away to some mountain town where nobody lives there, then you don't really know. But if you put me in them same environments that got me in trouble, put me around like Vegas, the casinos and gamblings and pimps and pimping and pandering and stuff, then you don't know if I've been rehabilitated. Or like, let's say a pedophile or something that gets released from jail. If you put the pedophile in and he lives kind of close to a school, then you're gonna see if he's the same person, if he's still doing creepy shit and driving by the school and all that. So that's the same thing with this Lomachenko situation. He has not fought since Salido a style to me like Salido, which is the one style that has proven to beat him because he has one loss. He hasn't fought that. He hasn't fought. And a step in the right direction would be like a Miguel Berchelt or a Mikey Garcia. Not saying they fight exactly like Salido, but it at least would be more similar than Gary Russell Jr., who hadn't really fought anyone at that time and doesn't fight like that. You know how everyone says this cliche shit, styles make fights. Okay, well, stylistically, the only style that really gave Lomachenko issue was the Salido style. Everyone else, he's been blowing through that. You know what I'm saying? So how can we say how improved Lomachenko really is? To the eye test, he looks improved. But how can we say if we never see him fight? Like I said, Floyd Mayweather, the guy you said beat him, Castillo or Maidana, later that year got the opportunity to rematch him. So if you say Floyd struggles with the Castillo style and height or whatever, or the Maidana awkwardness, he just proved that he could beat it by beating him again. You say Ward got crushed by the Crusher or whatever, he immediately rematched Kovalev, and he proved that he could beat that style, and he stopped that style. Lomachenko, again, to my knowledge, he's had some good wins, good names, but some of them have been questionable circumstances, long layoffs and dry spells and inactivity, coming off a draw, moving up in weight. You know what I'm saying? It's been calculated. Salido, we know what he brings. Put him in there with that style to see what he does, because it's, you know how they say styles make fights? Boxers have typically had issue with herky-jerky, awkward, unorthodox type fighters. Vice versa. Guys who are like pressure fighters or power punchers or aggressive, reckless, no defense guys usually struggle. Like Brandon Rios struggled with Tim Bradley. You know what I mean? Pacquiao struggled with Juan Manuel Marquez, Bradley a little bit, and Floyd Mayweather, pure boxers. That's how this shit goes. So to really determine where Lomachenko is, let's see him in there with a person like a Maidana, Jeff Horn in his division. You know what I mean? Someone said exactly, swarmer pressure fighters always give boxers trouble. That's what I'm saying. So you put Lomachenko, if you steer him away from the style that's actually beating him, then yeah, he might keep looking stellar, because it's going to take a level of guts and bravado and Mexican pride, or, you know what I'm saying, just awkwardness and toughness and swarming to beat him. You know what I mean? Because if you're trying to go, if you let him get off first, then it's not going to work. That's what I've seen so far. Lomachenko, if he starts getting into a rhythm and people get gunshot, then you're done for. But guys like Salido don't give a fuck. Salido got knocked down 4. Listen, and I'm done after this. Salido got knocked down 4 times by an undefeated Mikey Garcia, got back up, and by the fight in, he was actually doing pretty well before Mikey got his nose broke. So, and the tide was actually shifting towards Salido. He got heart, corazon, you know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. I mean, even I give Triple G props, because the style that gave him issue, and Canelo props too, because they're rematching immediately. It's very simple. You know what I mean? It's not always, some people, oh, you just say there's a black fight. It's not a white black thing or Mexican or Puerto Rican or whatever. It's a factual thing. Do what's right. And I keep saying that. Triple G, there's other great fights for Canelo. There's other great fights for Triple G. But there's an asterisk by the first fight. Fucking finish that. Finish that series so we know what the fuck happens. Same thing with Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton. The first fight was tough and could have went either way to some, and they fought in January. It's simple. But Lomachenko has never rematched Salido. You know what I mean? Triple G has never rematched Danny Jacobs. And his team is telling you.
Hey, guess what? Abel Sanchez says Jacobs rematch is 3 or 4 fights down the line.
It's funny how that works. And I'm out. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Keep tuning in. We got a lot more coming, man. I gave them a chance. I gave them a chance to speak up. And yes, I'm picking Chris Cyborg, but it could be interesting because Holly Holm she's no sucker. But she got hurt by Duran to me, and she got knocked out in boxing. Chris Cyborg is just like, she's just vicious. The way she's hitting is just like kind of reckless. But she has to, I mean, it's a good fight because Holly Holm can't kick you upside your fucking hand, and she got hands, so let's go, man. Join the wave, man, or get left in the dust. Ego Army, Ego Mafia. I told you we are the mob. Money on top of boxing. West Side, let's get it. I said we the new Death Row. Death Row East, believe in it. Shout out to my moderator. Shout out to, we got some super chat. Shout out to the engagement. If you guys like the content, hit the like button, and much more coming. I'm gonna get something to eat, and I'm out.